Great. Hello and welcome into the YouTube stream for everybody tuning in here. It's so good to have you in here with us for the day. If you haven't been here before, we basically talk to people that support the current president, Mr. Trump, until I rage quit, which typically occurs around 4 to 5 hours in. We get our guests to join us through TikTok. That is where the guest queue is. That's how people can join up and talk to us. And we already have our very first Trump supporter of the afternoon loaded in. Their name is Cash. And Cash is 28
bang, bang.
And MAGA. I'm going to give you the mic. Why do you happen to support the current president? Take it away.
Well, he's our president, so I think you should support him. That's one.
Okay.
I really like what he did with the trans.
I'm going to respond to one real quick. Okay. I'm going to respond to
Go
one.
ahead.
So, no, we should.
Yeah, I like it point for point. That's good.
We shouldn't just automatically by default give our support to whoever the president is, because a hidden check and balance of a well-functioning democracy is social support for or against what the president is doing. If they're doing good things, we should applaud them and support them. If they're doing bad things, we should criticize them and revoke our support from them, right? So just saying out of virtue of the fact that he's president, we should support him. You're basically saying that we should just allow him to do whatever he wants, regardless if it is good or bad, which is a very poor way of thinking.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, you can disagree with him or agree with him, but still support him as the president.
No. So the argument I just gave you defeated that view. You shouldn't just support the president because they're the president. In fact, because they're the president, you should be even more critical of them. The more power and influence somebody has, the more critical you should be of their actions, and the more willing you should be to take your support away from them, given that their actions are bad.
I agree, and I wouldn't support him in the future. And I will say that I voted for Kamala, but I support the president now.
Okay. All right. So I just gave you an argument to demonstrate why that's a bad way of thinking. Can you please respond to my argument?
You got it, brother.
Okay, then do it.
What?
Respond to my argument.
Which one? I thought you were going to give another argument.
No, the only one I've given to you so far.
Right. I say that you don't have to agree with someone to support them. You don't have to love everything they're doing to support them.
You just have to think that they're doing a good job at the end of the day, right?
I don't think that.
Okay. So then what does the word support even mean?
I'm not much of a dictionary reader, but I suppose we all just mean it by, standing behind someone and, what you got to do.
Okay, so do you have any reasons why Trump is a good president?
Yeah, I liked how he stopped the transitioning.
We can't talk about trans individuals on TikTok Live. They'll take us down for hate speech. But what I can tell you is that, no, he didn't stop people from accessing life-saving medical health care, including hormone blockers and sex reassignment surgeries for trans Americans. Go ahead, unmute. I'm just telling you, we can't talk about trans people. And I really hope that 0.01% of the American population and further condemnation and discrimination of them isn't why you support him as president. Go ahead and unmute, though. Just click on your profile picture and unmute. Angela, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. I appreciate that. Angela says, Dean, you were on the I Had It podcast. And while we tell you thank you, I also want you to know we're very genuinely proud of everything that you're accomplishing. It's not just appreciation, it's admiration. And Angelica, I really appreciate that from you. Thank you so much, Angelica. As well as Erica with the $20 on Venmo saying the same thing. I was excited to see you on I've Had It today. I felt so proud. You're somebody to admire, Dean. So glad that you're a voice for some good and someone young people on all rages. It really can look up to. Thank you for being you. Erica, thank you so much for the love. You are always tuning in. Thank you so much, Erica, for the $20 and Angela with the $10 over on PayPal. Show some love to Erica and Angela down below in that chat. Take it away.
Thank you, Erica and Angela.
Okay, so we can't talk about trans people. Is there any other reasons why you support Trump?
I won't talk about them or kids that aren't. So yeah, another reason was I like during the pandemic, I got the stimulus check. That was very nice. Okay. And then after a couple years, let me finish. After a couple years, I went up in the tax bracket, so I didn't get another one. So he was the only president ever sent me money.
Okay, I have a feeling that you're a troll, so I'm going to go and kick you and move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute, y'all. Let's go to get that next person loaded in so we can hopefully have a conversation with him. Just make sure if you are trying to join that you're following the rules. If you're curious what the rules are, they're going to be in the middle of your phone screen over on TikTok, so take a good look. Welcome in. Are you MAGA? Hi, hi,
Yo, yo,
hi.
yo, what's up?
What's up, man? Do you support Trump?
How are you, man?
I'm doing good. Are you MAGA?
Yeah, yeah, I support Trump.
You do? How do you?
I'm 18.
18? Well, what time is it?
It's now.
Banned for being British. First rule, be American. Kai, thank you for the $2 over on Venmo. Saying, I hope you had a lovely steak dinner with your girlfriend last night. Let me tell you, those steaks were the best. We certainly did. Oh my goodness gracious, everybody. We made the best steaks ever. I tried to post some pictures of them on Twitter, but the images were corrupted. So I had to delete the post. Welcome in, Steph. Are you MAGA?
Yeah, she's right here. No?
Okay. Your mom didn't want to debate. See you later. Moving on to the next guest. We got Katie loading up in the box. Take a good look at the rules in the middle of the phone screen. Make sure that you're following him. Welcome in. Are you MAGA?
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Are you MAGA?
No, but Gina.
All right. So you're gonna get banned. Like, guys, I don't know. I don't know like what I have to say in order to convince you of these things. We are really honing in hard on the rules here, and I would really appreciate it if you would respect that. Thank you for the Galaxy. Welcome in. Are you MAGA?
Yeah,
Okay. How do you?
18,
Okay. What year are you born in?
2007,
2007. What month?
July 12th.
July 12th. You be 18. Okay. All right. Well, I'd appreciate if you spoke up a little bit. You know, you just sound a little bit quiet without too much energy. But no, man, take it away. Why do you support the orange dictator's president? Take it away.
First thing, he's getting rid of all the undocumented illegals.
Well, you're close. Undocumented immigrants. So you support mass deportation. Quick question. What is one positive outcome of mass deportation on this country? Right? Because, like, honestly, whenever I ask somebody this question, you don't know what to say because you can't articulate it. You just, like, basically support it because the TV tells you to, and we're getting the criminals
Because
out of the country.
just,
Like, whatever.
I just don't like them. Like everywhere I'm going, they're just speaking Spanish. They're playing music I don't like.
Okay. Well, did you know that's kind of like your fault for being like the less educated individual that can't speak that can't speak Spanish? Right?
It doesn't
Like
matter.
honestly, like when I hear somebody complain about like hearing other people speak Spanish in public and not liking it,
English
bro,
speaking
it is your fault for being uneducated. Like I don't know what to tell you. Right? Also, not to mention that not everybody that speaks Spanish is an undocumented immigrant. What kind of shit is that? Are you kidding me?
Exactly, and we need to put regulations and things on that so they can't speak Spanish no more, and they need to get out of here.
So,
in the meantime.
so you think that the rest of the world should oblige to your ignorance?
Yes, this is America.
Okay,
This is
so
not
you're
fuck-
basically
like, this is
telling
not
me
Mexico.
you're basically telling me that America is so stupid, America is so dumb, Americans are so ignorant, and Americans are so unwilling to learn more, to explore to explore languages, to explore cultures, and to explore people to the point where you think that it should literally be illegal to speak another language on American soil.
That's not true because I happen to go to California Burrito every week, so we do explore culture. But this is an English speaking country, and it was built on that. And I would like to keep the foundation of that. We don't need to speak Spanish. We don't need to adopt their culture. They should adopt. This is why this is America. When you come to somebody else's home,
So
you don't start organizing the couch how you like it.
So there's
You
actually
sit
no.
down.
So point number one, there's no official language of this country, so it's not an English-speaking country. Point number two, you said that America was built on English speakers, therefore it is the case that we should keep that. Well, point number one, the English that was spoke at the dawn of this country was significantly different from the English that is spoke today. It was Old English. I would honestly consider it a different language. And keep in mind, that was just the language spoken by the colonizers, not the indigenous Americans. So if you truly want to, quote unquote, speak the original language of this country, well, then I suggest you go and you learn some indigenous languages.
It doesn't matter.
Now,
It doesn't matter.
Now, point number three, it's really hypocritical, your argument, and I'll tell you why. Because so many times I hear from people on the right that freedom of speech is so important. We need to be able to say whatever we want, wherever we want, when we want to say it. But now you're telling me that we actually shouldn't have freedom of speech. We should police it all, not because it's harmful, not because it perpetuates misinformation, but literally because you simply don't understand it.
It's not that it's about respect. It's about respect at the end of the day. If I go in,
and
if
you
I go
just
anywhere, if I go to
disrespected,
anybody's
you just
place,
disrespected like 45% of humans alive.
it doesn't matter, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, if
Who are
respect
they?
doesn't matter, well, then it's not about respect. Try
They're
again.
they're not even American citizens for real.
Okay, so I just want to clarify. My Spanish-speaking Spanish teacher in high school wasn't an American citizen?
No,
No, she wasn't?
no,
Really? She was born here.
it doesn't matter. And this is why.
Wait, it doesn't matter? What is the first
Wait, hold on,
section of
hold
the
on. This is
14th
another
Amendment?
reason why I
No, one
support
second.
Trump.
It does matter. What
Because
is...
he
No,
wants
no,
to
no, no, no,
reverse-
slow down.
he
What
wants
is
to
the
reverse birthright
first section?
citizenship and get the illegals out of here.
Oh, so
That's
you,
another
so,
reason
so
why
you
I
think that we
support him.
shouldn't have birthright citizenship?
No, especially not for the Hispanics
Oh.
or any Mexicans.
Okay, so not for any Hispanic individuals. So you're just openly bigoted against Hispanic
those,
individuals?
not those people exactly, but they're majority of the problem with why they feel me. It's too many of them. They're not speaking English. It's time for them to go, and it's time. You feel me?
Yeah, so like I just want to let you know, like this is like Hitler rhetoric. Yeah, like totally, just like the mass prosecution of a group of individuals based upon a common ethnicity. By the way, I never want you to like eat Latin American food ever again in your fucking life. Never again, okay? Like never again. Never again. I never want you to listen to any music made with like vast majority of string instruments such as the guitar ever again. Literally never again. Okay? Right? A round of like a third of the music that is produced on on the face of this planet, never listen to it again. Okay? I want you to take your passport and I want you to fucking burn it because now you're not allowed to travel out of this country and go to any other country on the face of planet Earth. Never again. Okay?
I'm already at
And by the
greatest
way, I
country.
want you to go downstairs and I want you to go in your kitchen. I want you to open up your
Are you gonna
spice
keep
cabinet.
muting me, bro?
And I want you to throw around like 3/4 of those spices out right
Did you say
fucking
the
now.
N-word? Didn't you say the N-word?
I said the N-word when I was 14. Go ahead and demonstrate the relevance of that
It doesn't
factual
matter.
conversation.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You still did it though, right? Just because slavery doesn't happen anymore doesn't mean it wasn't still wrong.
Yeah, it was
We still
obviously
talk about
wrong
it.
when I said the N-word when I was younger. What is the relevance
Exactly. So
of that to the
so what have
conversation
you
we're
done?
having?
What have you done to rectify for that though?
Why should I have to fucking tell you? Like, what's the relevance of it in this conversation?
It doesn't matter for the fans, for the other black individuals watching. What have you done?
Yeah, I've only
see-
been talking about this for the last year straight. Go look it up. Not the time, not the place. I want you to
We're
go ahead and
talking
respond to
about-
my to
That's what
the
he
substance
likes to
that I
do. He
gave
likes
you.
to talk.
You are literally now trying to break my neck with this pivot. It's not the time, man. I think
I'm
what
just
the
stating
time right
facts.
now is for you to respond to my refutation of the points that you brought up. Stop pivoting. It's not my fault that I was able to destroy your
pivoting.
argument. You are pivoting. Do you know what a pivot is?
How did you destroy my argument? My argument was sound. They're not speaking English. They're trying to, you feel me? They're trying to implement their culture and their ways. You feel me? And we don't like that. We want this to be America, where we speak English and you feel me? We do American things, not Hispanic things.
Okay, so you
And
told,
it's simple as that.
So you told me the reason that we should speak English in this country is because it was the language spoken by the colonizers of America. Point number one, they spoke
Okay,
a different
it
version
doesn't
of
matter.
English. They spoke Old English. So will you start speaking Old English? Okay, he actually got a ban. Well, that's gonna be the first guest of the day. I am like so sorry, you guys. Like, I don't like that guy was like bigoted as fuck, right? For all of the people in here that are from Latino descent, for everybody in here that's Hispanic, just know that I love you. Know that you don't deserve that shit. That is just pure bigotry. Like, I'm so sorry that you have to hear that. And like that is like truly like the set of beliefs, the language, and the thoughts that are propagated by Donald Trump's dehumanizing rhetoric of immigrants. That is like truly what happens when we have a president who says immigrants are the are poisoning the blood of the country. That's truly what happens when we have a president who's saying that immigrants are violent gang member P3DO rapists that are eating your pets and dogs. Like that is truly what happens. I just want you to keep that in mind. When we have a system designed to dehumanize and demonize such a large group of people in this country, the bleed over effects are imminent and apply to everybody of a common descent, common ethnicity, common spoken language, etc. But obviously, it is still yet wrong to do it in the first place. Undocumented immigrants don't deserve this type of rhetoric either. Nobody deserves this type of rhetoric. But we're going to move on to the next guest. Absolutely disgusting. You know, I just want to make it clear. I think that is so absolutely disgusting, so horrendous. And I cannot believe that there's people alive today that truly believe that stuff. It is sickening. But let's move on to the next guest. We got Mickey loading up into the box. Everyone just give us a minute. Hop in that queue. If you're MAGA, I'll pull you up here. We'll have a conversation. We're like one guest done so far today, and they're like the most hateful person ever. So let's go and get that next guest loaded up in here. Give us a minute. All right. All right. Looks like Beach Mama doesn't want to load it. And if you want to join up, go to put a MAGA with your age down below in that chat. I'll invite you up. We'll have a conversation right now, quite frankly. Welcome in. Are you MAGA?
Yo, yeah, I am MAGA. Hey,
Okay.
why
How
does your
old are you?
Discord hate you so much? I'm 20 years old. Why does your Discord hate you so much?
Well, I don't know if that's
Why
super
does-
relevant to a conversation about why you support Trump.
Yeah, it's because you're a cuck, bro. Because they're
Oh,
always bitching and
Jesus.
crying about you. Yeah, you're a cuck, bro. Listen
Maybe-
to your Discord, bro. They don't like you, bro.
Maybe if you say cuck 3 times faster than me, your second version of you will appear. So now do you want to
Okay, yeah.
talk about why you support Trump? Also, something else, you got a cross in your profile picture. That wasn't very like Christian-like of you. You should probably turn the other cheek, my friend.
Yeah, for sure. That's why your Discord bitches you, bro.
You shouldn't
You-
say that word either. That's
Probably-
a curse word. That's a sin. Why are you disrespecting the gospel?
Disrespecting your Discord, bro. Bring a representative up, bro. You need more
Okay.
representatives, bro.
Hey, I don't know why you're such a baby. Can you stop being a baby and debate me?
You're about to cry about your Discord, bro. You were tearing up.
The only person here that's about to cry is you.
Because your Discord.
I don't know what to tell you.
You were tearing up because of your Discord, bro.
I've literally no clue what you're talking about. Do you want to tell us why you support Trump?
Yeah, I'll tell you why I support Trump. Because I don't support people who cry about.
Right, he's actually not going to tell us why he supports Trump. What is going on today? I have no clue what's going on today, you guys. I have absolutely no clue what's going on today. It's like we're just talking to a bunch of babies. Absolutely terrible. Now, here's what we're going to do. We actually got another flag. Woot woot, thank you so much for the motorcycle. For repeated content, I figured it out. I just can't say, I can't say like double tap on that phone screen like multiple times. I can't like repeatedly remind you guys to like the stream and whatnot. So that is why I got this flag again, but I finally figured it out because that's what I said exactly before I got the flag. So we have to do another restart. I apologize that we got to do this and we're only 20 minutes in, but that's what we got to do. So if you happen to be one of the 9.6 thousand people watching, I would love to have you back after we restart. Please consider coming back. Please, 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 please. The restarts literally take 10 seconds. They literally take 10 seconds. They are so absolutely quick. If you want to know how to come back after the restart, first and foremost, hit that follow button in the top left-hand corner of the phone screen. So do that right now if you want to come back, and I'd highly recommend you come back. And then second of all, the instructions to come back after the restart are pretty simple. Once I end the live, you will see a screen like this pop up on your phone screen. This is what it will look like. When I end the live, it'll say like live has ended, and then it will show you this. That'll be my profile picture. Click on that profile picture. It'll direct you to my account page. That will look like this. All that you need to do is count to 10 in your head, scroll down on the videos. It will then like refresh it, and then click on my profile picture right there, and it will send you to the new live. So I'll be right back. I figured out like what is causing me to get these flags, so hopefully this won't happen again. But I'll see you guys super soon. Oh my God. Never mind. We're actually not going to do the restart quite yet because we already got a restriction on our multi-guest. We're gonna wait to do the restart. Oh my God. And I can't fucking appeal it. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I can't appeal it. Okay. I might just end for the day. Like I'm probably gonna take the day off. Yeah, I don't have any other account to go live on. We might just take the day off. Okay. I'm gonna make a call real quick. I just gotta go on mute. Hey guys, sorry. I was muted on purpose. I'm back now. I just had to make a quick call. Dude, this is unreal. Like this is ridiculous. So I don't think we'll be able to do debates today. My God. Oh my God, dude. This is just getting insane. Completely ridiculous. Holy shit. Okay, let's see if it'll let me appeal again. All right, bear with me here. It will not let me appeal it, so I gotta send an email. You know what is strange to me is I'm one of the largest American live streamers on TikTok. For like consistent viewership every day, I'm one of the largest. And I have um no relationship with TikTok at all. I have none. Like the call that I made that wasn't to a TikTok rep, that was just to somebody on my management team, like asking them to like help me by sending an email from like the official accounts. I've no relationship with TikTok. I did in the past, but they blocked me. They no longer allow me to communicate with them. I honestly, if you want me to be honest, I think it's because they want to appeal to the Trump administration. It has gotten so bad that we've only been live for 30 minutes, 37 to be precise. In the last 37 minutes, we have two times we have gotten our push restricted for repetitiveness and then just got our access to multi, I guess, taken away. Yeah. Completely insane. I don't have any other accounts either. Like, for instance, let me see when my DNC Dean account gets live access again. Because I can't even submit an appeal. We might in here pretty soon. Nothing for sure yet, but we might. Yeah, I'm banned on DNC Dean until tomorrow night. Can't submit an appeal. This is ridiculous. Okay, I may not be live for the next 2 days. May not do it. May not do it. Let me give it one last attempt. Let me give it one last attempt here to try to submit a ticket. I just forget how. I honestly just forget how to submit a ticket. Support. Help. Oh. My God. Jesus, dude. Caitlin, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Caitlin says, are you able to set up a call-in studio and take calls? When I need TikTok, hit me up if you want to help for call streaming. Thank you so much for the $10, Caitlin. That's very kind of you. Honora, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Honora says, the censorship on TikTok is real. I sent my friend a response to something saying I hate capitalism and asked her if she wanted to block or report me. Yeah, it is so unreal. It is so unreal. I see everybody in the chat spamming YouTube. We could go over to YouTube. but I just don't have something or anything set up in order to get people connected into the live. I think that there's something called StreamYards. We might be able to do StreamYard. Alyssa, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo. Thank you for the love, Alyssa. Thank you. Alyssa says, it's inspiring to see somebody so educated and well-spoken in their beliefs and do things for the common good. As somebody from a red state plus former debate kid, it's truly an inspiration. Please never stop. You motivate me to educate those around me and to be a voice. Thank you, Alyssa. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Everyone, please show some love to Alyssa down below in that chat. Thank you, Alyssa. A Discord? Okay, Discord is kind of smart. Will with the $10 saying, what do you guys think of Trump's attack on the Smithsonian and trying to censor slavery? Dude, he's like literally arguing that thinking slavery is bad is woke. It's ridiculous. Okay, we might do Discord. We might just get people in through Discord. Mindy, thank you so much for the Galaxy. I appreciate that. Here, let's see if that works. We might be back on live later. In fact, I have an idea. We could possibly go on Parker's account until he gets on in around 3 hours from now. Let me give him a ring. Let me give Parker a ring. Okay. Parker's busy, quite frankly. Quite frankly. Okay. Ridiculous. Witchcraft. Thank you for the $15 over on Venmo. Saying use Discord. Thank you for the $15. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Well, let me just text Parker, actually. He just texted me. Your third until he said yes. Sweet. Okay. All right. Okay, Parker has got us set up, everyone. Parker has got us set up. So we'll be going over there. Right now, he is getting out of the shower. So he just needs to get his shit together. Then he's going to give me a ring over on Discord. And then once he gives me a ring on Discord, he'll be able to sign me into his account. For everybody spamming behind you in the TikTok chat, there's nothing behind me. The reason I know this is because nobody in the YouTube chat is spamming behind you. Great troll, but you forget about the dual stream. The dual stream is what is what defeats the rage bait. Oh, okay. So now we have a couple people over on YouTube getting to it. Okay, now they're all going. Jesus. Yo, Angelina, thank you for the $20 over on PayPal. I appreciate you for that love, Angelina. Angelina says, my mom and I watch you on YouTube every day. Thank you for debating the insufferable MAGA and educating people. Thank you, Angelina. That is very kind of you. That is awesome. Thank you for the love. That is very, very awesome. Show some love to Angelina down below in that chat, everybody, as well as Kiss of Perspective with the $10 on PayPal. They say, I'm 55 and a huge fan of yours, and I've had it. It was so fun to hear you on their podcast today. Go, Dean. I had a lot of fun going on their podcast. It was awesome. As well as David, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo, saying, thank you for what you do, man. I personally wish you could do more with Facebook and YouTube for better chances of getting folks who actually want to debate. TikTok is getting lame. I actually agree with that full-heartedly. TikTok is getting so lame. They're getting so lame, man. Screw TikTok. As well as Oscar with the $11.11 saying it's my birthday and I need attention. Dude, happy fucking birthday, Oscar. Can you all please show some love to Oscar down below in that chat? Oscar has been watching us for years. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. And I mean that. You've been here forever. As well as Thomas with the $10 saying behind you, it's MAGA. Well, now everybody in the chat is saying in front of you. Dude, there's like 4 objects in front of me. You have my mouse, my keyboard, my table, and my mic. Dude. You guys are rage baiting me at my lowest. I'm just kidding. Hello, Parker.
Hello.
Yo, dude, we made it 25 minutes and one guest into the stream, and I already lost access to my multi-guess.
That's amazing. If you want to share screens right now, I'll give you PR access real quick, and then I should be on later. I can join as a guest on one of my accounts, but I don't have the ability to like add any people up as a guest. So I also have an account for you to join up as a guest if you need, or I can join up as a guest later on. I just can't join up with my microphone.
Yeah, man.
Still don't have the mix in.
Whenever you want to go live, just shoot me a text and I'll give you the account. I'll join up as a guest.
For sure.
I think that's the best
I
solution
should be on
for
like 5 o'clock.
Bet. Okay. Hey, for everybody watch, now the people in the chat are spamming inside you. Okay. All right. Now you're getting a little. You guys are getting a little weird now. You guys are getting a little weird over on TikTok. But anyways, so Parker, that works. For everybody over on TikTok, I'm actually going to go ahead and end because we're going over to Parker's account. I'm going to go ahead and put the up on screen. I literally cannot believe that we need to do this, bro. This is insane. I'm not going to lie. The bans don't really get to me like they used to. But today, it got to me, especially because it's not letting me appeal it. It's one of those bans.
Dude, that's what happened to me on my main account. I sent them all the stuff and they haven't given me my account back. They took away my entire guest access.
Yeah, that's what I'm going through right now too. Okay, everybody on TikTok. Somehow we still have 8,000 people on TikTok, and we've just been chatting for the last 20 minutes. That is insane.
Join YouTube, everyone, because TikTok's ass.
Yeah, for real. For everybody on TikTok, either head over to the YouTube stream, link in bio, or go to @ParkerGetARealJob on TikTok. You could find the like literally in front of my face. And in the pin message right now, it's just another TikTok account. That's where we are going to be live for another 2 hours and 40 minutes. So that's where we will be. I would strongly suggest that everybody comes over and joins us. That would be really fun. That'd be really fun if you'd all join us. We have so many good debates in front of us, and I would really appreciate it if you would all be there for them. So we're going to go and do that now. I will see you over on @ParkerGetAJob I'm going to go to in the live stream, get signed into his account, and I'll be live over there on TikTok in the next 30 seconds. By the way, Parker, it is worth pointing out I'm still live on YouTube.
Of course. Of course, I know.
For everybody on YouTube, I appreciate you guys for being here. Rough day today, man. Rough day today.
Trust me, I feel you on that.
All right. Do you see it?
All right, there we are. Scan the code. I just clicked log in for you. There you are.
Great. Oh, when you load up your TikTok studio, do you have to deal with like the billion like notifications, or is that just me?
That's just you. I think I turned them off.
How do you turn them off? Because they're so annoying.
I think you have to go into your computer settings
Oh,
for that application.
I just did
Does that
it.
make sense?
I just did it. We just got it off.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
buddy. Oh, man.
Well, have fun on the stream, bro. Have fun on the stream. Have a good stream, everyone. Have some time. If you're on the YouTube stream, hit that like button. He never asked for likes. I'm gonna do it for him. Hit that
Let's
like
go.
button.
Hit
It
that
helps him
like
send him out
button.
into the YouTube algorithm. Everyone, he'd really appreciate that. I know he would. So make sure to do that real quick. I love y'all so much. I'll see y'all here in a little bit. Have fun, Dean.
See you, Parker. Thank you once again, man. All right, everybody. Let's see. First and foremost, Lakin with the $10 over on Super Chat saying W Dean Fund. Happy Thursday, dudes. Love you guys. Love you too, Lakin. Thank you for the 10, as well as Diego with the 10 as well. What's going on, bro? Thank you. Tell Parker he said immigrants, not aliens, says Kylie with the $5 Canadian. I know exactly what you're talking about. I got wrapped into that last evening. Okay, welcome in for everybody tuning in over on TikTok. Thank you for being here. We're on round 2, everybody. We are on round 2, and hopefully it'll work today. Lola, thank you for the $10 on PayPal, saying, didn't catch you live yesterday, but I'm back again. Yo, Lola, welcome in. Thank you for the $10 in support of the stream. Lola, you're awesome. As well as Dayao, thank you for the 5. I would also quickly like to thank Thomas with the $10, Delaney with the $4. Thank you, Delaney. And yeah, happy birthday as well, Delaney. As well as Laura. Thank you for the $25 over on PayPal. Thank you so much, Laura. Let's show some love to Laura down below. Let's get 250 Laura W's. Based, Laura says, for the frustration of being banned on TikTok, I'm relatively new to the app and I'm on my 3rd account because I've been banned for supposedly violating their guidelines. Go to YouTube. Yeah, bro, it is so rough, man. It is so rough out here, man. But we're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. Anyways, for everybody tuning in on TikTok, thank you for being here. If you happen to be a part of the first 2.5 thousand people tuning into the live stream, drop the stream a couple likes, stippity tap away in that phone screen. And it looks like we're frozen. And we are unfrozen. Make sure you're tippity tapping away on that phone screen, sharing out this live. Y'all already know. Chat, everybody's spamming under you in the chat. You can't even see what's under me. You can't even see what's under me. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna ignore you guys. Let's go to get that first Trump supporter of the day loaded up and hop in that queue if you support Trump. We'll get you connected. What's going on? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
20 years old.
Okay, and yeah, you're MAGA. Man, I gotta ask, okay, why do you support President Trump still? I mean, he's been terrible, not just in his first term, not just in the 4 years when he wasn't serving, but the last 215 days, absolute BS. So why do you support him?
I support him for 3 main reasons. I would say immigration, tariffs, and foreign policy. Those are probably the 3 main reasons why I support him.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Yo, can you switch out the link in the bio? Sorry, I just have to send a text off to Parker real quick.
You're good.
So you support him because of immigration. So what immigration policies of Trump's do you support?
The $150 billion to Homeland Security.
How do you feel? That's to ICE. So you support his mass deportations?
I would say I support his mass deportations, yeah.
And why is that?
Because I think that illegal immigrants are a fiscal burden on the government. They aren't on the federal level, but they already are a fiscal burden on the state and local level. So if we give them amnesty, they're going to be eligible for the programs, and they're going to take they're going to strain government services to native-born Americans. So
yeah, I don't think they're
why.
a fiscal burden. Why do you think they're a fiscal burden?
They are I can give you an article right now from the CBO that shows that they are a fiscal burden on the state and local level.
156 billion per year?
I said state and local level. You know what the difference between state. You know the difference between state and local versus federal level, right?
Yeah, I'm
I would hope
asking
you
you,
know.
is this the research that demonstrates that the state and local burden of undocumented immigrants on an annual basis would amount to $156 billion per year?
I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know
so so what's the
how much
burden?
local. I don't know how much each local economy spends on immigrants. I'm sorry, I don't know how many
So then how do you know they're a burden?
because they are a burden on the fiscal and local level. That's the argument I'm making.
Okay,
I
so
said
what's the net loss per year?
for for the local level, I don't know all of them together. Probably around 30 billion, I think, 40 billion. On if you combined every state and local level economy, they're about 30, 40 billion. I can go check the article right now if you'd like me to. Get
Yeah,
you
for
the
sure.
exact
I
number.
just want to make sure that you know what you're saying.
No, I'll get the article right up. I don't know the exact numbers. I don't know if the article had. It's a CBO article. I can give you the article if you'd like. It's effects of the surge in immigration on the state and local budgets in 2023. That's the article.
Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. I found it. Let's go ahead and take a.
There's about a net loss about somewhere between $9 to $10 billion.
Okay, direct effects plus broader increases in tax economic revenues from economic growth. In this report, the CBO estimates how the surge in immigration that began in 2021 affected state and local budgets in 2023. In addition to estimating the direct effects of the surge, the CBO calculated an alternative measure that includes a potential broader or long-term effects and costs that were borne without adding to spending, such as crowding in public schools and public transportation systems. By either measure, the surge imposed a net cost. Direct effects: the surge led to an increase in revenue of 10 billion, primarily from sales tax, a direct increase in spending of 20 billion, chiefly for public elementary and secondary education, shelter and related services, and broader security. The result was a net cost of $9 billion, amounting to 0.3% of state and local spending. Wow, $9 billion. So first and foremost, the CBO, like many other right-leaning organizations, like to include the cost of undocumented
CBO is
immigrants.
a right-leaning organization.
Yeah, it is. Do you mind if you allow me to finish though?
Oh, I don't. It's the Congressional Budget Office
Yeah,
is a right-leaning.
the CBO is ran by Republicans. I mean, I didn't know that you didn't know this.
I would say that they were against the big beautiful bill. I would say that they're pretty bipartisan.
Even in their estimates of the impacts of the big beautiful bill, like they said that 10 million people will lose access to healthcare because of it. But then we saw like more reliable sources indicate that like 17 million people lose access to healthcare because
More
of it.
reliable
They
than the Congressional
usually
Budget Office. Okay, buddy.
yeah, because they're not ran like in Congress by partisan congressmen and women. But I mean, I'm not saying that the CBO is unreliable. I'm just saying that they are partisan, and that's a fact, right? But just because they're partisan doesn't necessarily mean that they're unreliable. So I'm not just refuting your claim on the basis of calling the source partisan, but it is partisan. But a couple things that I see in a lot of right-leaning partisan sources when attempting to calculate the cost of immigration on our economy are going to be the inclusion of access to education on behalf of their children, regardless if their children are citizens born on the soil or not. So point number one, for all children, regardless if they're undocumented or not undocumented, their education will cost money, and they won't be contributing anything into the pool because they're kids, right? However, this leads us to a very interesting point. There are less undocumented immigrants that are children than natural U.S.-born citizens. More of them are of working age. That's why they're more likely to actively participate in our labor force. And of course, this kind of like would rule out the myth perpetuated by CBO and other organizations that like to tell us they're net drain on the economy because of the cost of the education of their kids. Point number one, they're just less likely to have kids and citizens, meaning they're less likely to incur that cost. And point number two, a lot of the kids included in the stipulations are citizens born on American soil. However, even if what the CBO is telling us here is like dead on, and I'm wrong about everything that I just said, they said the total net loss per year is $9 billion. And if you think that it is justified to spend $150 billion per year, lose the total net surplus put into our federal government per year, which is close to $80 billion per year, alongside all of the humanitarian devastation, like sending people to CCOT in El Salvador and separating families because of $9 billion per year, then it makes absolutely no sense insofar as why you would support Trump as president, considering he just passed the most expensive policy in American history at $4.5 trillion over the next 10 years.
All right, so can I respond now? Well, first of all, the federal government does spend money on illegal immigration. They spend on emergency Medicare. I don't know the other government programs, but they do help some of the states. You know, New York, they took federal loans when it comes to housing. So, and also the 150 billion number is wrong. They contribute about $100 billion dollars in federal revenue.
That was the
not
cost of
150
ICE.
billion. Oh, you said the cost of ICE? Well, illegal immigrants bring about 90 to 100 billion dollars in federal revenue, and they take about 60 billion to like 70 billion. So they're still probably evened out. And then overall, we do need $150 billion.
Wait, even your own source just told us that the net drain on the local and state level is $9 billion. The drain on the federal level would like truly only be access to emergency rooms and hospitals, which Medicaid says is about $16 billion per year.
Does the federal government help with funding with housing? Did the federal
not
government
for
help
undocumented
with-
immigrants. In fact, it is literally
they
illegal
did.
for the federal government to give states
Yes, they
money
did.
specifically to spend on social safety nets that benefit undocumented immigrants specifically.
New York State, you can go search this up. New York State took federal funds to help deal with the migrant crisis.
Yeah, and
They
those
have-
federal funds were used to house asylum seekers in hotels. Asylum seekers are illegal immigrants.
Some of them were migrants too. And also the asylum system's abused. It's completely abused. Everyone lies about claiming asylum. The system needs to be fixed 100%.
Yeah, I think that it should be made significantly faster. It's your president that voted against that.
You mean the bipartisan bill that didn't do fucking shit?
Well, what it
That
did do is
bill?
it hired more judges to run more courts to expedite the asylum seeking process.
Yeah, but did it do anything about the border crossing? They had a maximum of 3,000 to 5,000 border crossings.
What's the maximum now?
97% border crossings have
That's
gone
not the
down.
question that I asked you. What is the
It's
legally
zero,
imposed
but not-
maximum amount of crossings?
0.
No, it's actually unlimited. So, I mean, I understand the critique.
So
Like,
why are border crossings down 97%?
I could
give
happily
you
tell you,
examples.
but like this is a pivot away from what I wanted to talk about as it relates to the bipartisan border bill. You tried to argue that the bipartisan border bill is bad because it imposed like a maximum cap of like 5,000 crossings per week before it granted the president special authority to specifically shut the border down. Well, you understand in accordance with immigration law today, because that bill has never passed, there's no amount of immigration that grants the president special authority to just shut it down. So that was better than what we had then and better than what we have now insofar as special authority vested in the executive branch of the government. So that was a pretty bad argument. And then, of course, I think the main benefit of the bipartisan border bill wasn't even granting the president special authority just to shut it down, because there's many other ways to reduce crossings, but more so hiring more judges to run more courts to expedite the asylum seeking process. But you told me that that doesn't matter. That's not relevant. That's not a good thing after you were whining about how poor the asylum seeking process is, which was pretty cringe. So it seems like you just want to whine about the systems that exist, but you don't really care to fix them. And when somebody when somebody does try to help fix them, you align yourself with a person that's stopping them from helping to fix them.
Yeah, maybe the cap should be lower than 5,000. If the border crossings are about 3,500 a week, maybe you should lower the cap to get rid of the issue. I mean, that's why Biden had 10 million.
The cap was
encounters.
completely irrelevant. The cap was completely irrelevant. It was better than what we had. Do I think it was
Well,
super
it's better
relevant?
than-
No, but it was better than what we had. There was
It's better
no
than what
there
we
was there was
had,
no
so
legal
it's
cap of
not
immigration
the
going
bill.
into the country that would grant the president special authority to shut it down, and there still isn't because that bill didn't pass.
Maybe infrastructure, maybe $150 billion is the infrastructure, and then 3 executive orders to help close the border, and 97%, according to Customs and Border Protection, 97% decrease in crossings. I think that's
now.
better.
Now you're talking about what we've seen under Trump, and I'll happily engage in a conversation with you about those facts or what my takeaway is. But I don't understand why you're using this as a deflection away from the fact that the bipartisan border bill was good and did serve to your interests of
was
helping
a
to fix and
nothing bill.
revise the
You
asylum-seeking
said-
processes.
You literally said it's better than nothing. That's your words. It's better than
I said the
nothing.
cap was better than nothing. Listen, I said that. I said the
the
immigration cap was better than nothing. I don't value the bipartisan border bill because of the immigration cap. I value the bipartisan border bill because it allowed more expenditure to hire more judges to run more courts on the southern border to expedite asylum claims. And I specifically brought up the bipartisan bill to point out that attribute of it. And it is you that then ignored that attribute of it, even though that was relevant to the context of the conversation because you were just whining about the asylum processes. And then you started whining about the immigration cap.
Oh, I'm whining. Yeah. So it hired more judges. How many judges did it help? How much funding did it give actually?
Yeah, for sure. I'll tell you. Give me a second.
Sure. Tell me.
Let's see. Everybody just give us a minute so we can look this up. Do be patient. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Everyone just give us a minute here, y'all. Do be patient. Do be patient, everybody. Make sure they were double tapping on that phone screen. Okay. Yeah. It looks like the total cost of the bill was 118 bill. I think that in total, like 40 bill of that would have went towards the border.
Is this the bill before the Ukraine? Because the bill involved Ukraine too, but they split up the bill. So was this bill before?
Yeah, 20 bill. 20 billion would have went to the border.
So was that judges or border infrastructure? What does that mean? Just the border?
Yeah, that $20 billion would have
Does that
gone
include infrastructure?
a
Does it
little
include
bit of
officers?
border security, but most of that's going to hiring more judges.
So actually 100 billion, because it's about 50 billion for infrastructure, and then it's 100 billion for officers and judges. I would consider that significantly better than this bipartisan border bill, bro. I would consider this actually significantly better because it actually solves the issue. It actually gives a
I'm
shit
so sorry.
ton more.
What are you talking about?
The big beautiful bill, 150 billion dollars to ICE. That includes judges. You know that. It includes judges and infrastructure.
Yeah,
It's
for
just not-
deportations, not for expediting the asylum seeking processes.
It also includes it's judges all around. It's not. It's also helping with the.
But who's
asylum
overwhelming immigration courts right now? Is it new asylum seekers or is it removals?
system. It's removals, and I support mass deportation.
Yeah, once again, another pivot.
hiring
My
more
friend,
judges.
you literally
The bill's
cannot
not
stick on like one topic. It is absolutely ridiculous.
You're ridiculous.
No, you're
because-
ridiculous because you can't stop at a time. You can't. Okay, how about this? Let's talk about mass deportation. Mass deportation is absolutely atrocious because point number one, it's incredibly expensive. You already pointed out that it's going to cost $150 billion over the next 10 years per new allocated spending through the big beautiful bill. We also have to factor in the opportunity costs of their net supply into federal revenue, which, as you pointed out, they pay about $100 billion per year. They cost about $10 to $20 billion per year. So that's a net loss that we're incurring of $80 to $90 billion in government revenue per year. Three, we have to factor in other losses that are experienced in the American economy, such as the fact that when we not only account for their direct contributions, but also for the value and productivity that they supply into the workforce and the profit that's extracted off of them by their employer, according to the American Immigration Council, if we were to remove every single undocumented immigrant tomorrow, our GDP would go down by 1.1 trillion through 1.7 trillion dollars. And we have to consider the ethical ramifications. I certainly don't want our president illegally deporting undocumented immigrants to CCOT where they're beaten, tortured, and starved for 3 weeks. I certainly don't want our president violating the third clause of the 14th Amendment and attempting to remove undocumented immigrants from this country without granting them due process. And then when he has a federal judge attempt to check him on that, he just says he doesn't care and he does it anyways, right? See, unlike you, I actually stand for law and order. Unlike you, I actually want to protect the Constitution, and unlike you, I actually want to do the best for this country. I want to pass and support policy that generates the best outcomes for this country and everybody in it. And I don't operate off of like misinformation and isolated data points that don't consider nuance just to support a very unethical and economically terrible plan of mass deportation that truly puts this country last.
Okay. Can I respond now? Or are you done? Okay. Thank you. First of all, illegal immigration is a fiscal burden on native workers. I mean, according to George J. Boros, one of the best immigration economists, it claims that low-skilled labor, low-skilled immigrants decrease the wages from for low-skilled native-born people by $800 to $1,500.
Do you know why?
So because there's more competition in the workforce.
No, that's not necessarily
have
it.
less bargaining power.
That's actually not it. Okay,
They have
because
less-
think about
it's not
it.
because-
Did we have more competition in the workforce today or 50 years ago?
Today.
Okay, do we have
100%.
higher wages today or 50 years ago?
That doesn't correlate. That's
Oh,
correlating.
but I thought you were the one telling us that more competition in the
Wait, do we
workforce
have more,
leads to
do we have
lower
more
wages.
purchasing
Not
power?
not necessarily.
Do we have more purchasing power today, or do we have more purchasing power 50 years ago?
More purchasing power today.
So people can afford houses easier than 50 years ago?
Real median wages are up.
So why is the housing crisis so bad then?
I don't understand
Why-
what the relevance of this is when we're just simply evaluating average macro purchasing
I
power.
would
like,
argue
like,
that
come on,
we
you're
do
trying
not
to
have
grant me some like
purchasing power.
tangential question related to one niche industry, but overall, yeah, real median wages purchasing power is higher today than it is 50 years ago. Hate to be that guy.
When it comes to products, but not when it comes to the ownership, and when it comes to car ownership, when it comes to house ownership, when it comes to more critical things, I would say that purchasing power is down. Yes, we have cheaper products. Yes, we can buy more clothes, but we don't have the same.
The reason that
power.
purchasing power is
The
down in home
automobiles.
ownership has nothing to do with competition in the workforce and all to do with megacorps buying up single family homes and boomers having like 3 properties and holding on to them until the day they die, right? Like, come on, man.
Immigration
Come
is
on,
a big
man.
reason why-
Right? So thank you so much for trying to give me some type of tangential specific industry to attempt to refute my claim that we have more competition in the workforce today and more average macro purchasing power, which should be the only relevant stat that we look at. Now, I do agree that undocumented immigrants have a downward pressure on wages, but the reason why I think they have a downward pressure on wages isn't because there's more competition in the workforce. In fact, they're more likely to work than natural U.S.-born citizens, but we must remember they then turn around and they spend that money in the same economy. And typically when we see more productive providers to the economy working and then spending their money inside of the economy, we see that purchasing power goes up and wages go up over time. Once again, the evidence for this would be to compare America today to 50 years ago or America 50 years ago to 50 years before that. Now, the real reason why we see that undocumented immigrants have a downward pressure on wages in America is because they have less bargaining power to hold against their employer, right? It makes sense. Point number 1, they don't have long-term survivability in the market. They're undocumented immigrants that could be deported. Point number 2, they could be deported, so their employer could exploit that and kind of leverage that fact over them. Point number 3, they don't have access to federal systems of benefit. So if they're unemployed, they're fucked. They can't file for Section 8 federal food stamps, assistance, Medicaid, etc. So for these reasons and more, they need a job, need it. So they have less bargaining power to leverage against their employer when negotiating wages. That's why they have lower wages on average. That's why they have a downward pressure on average real median wages. However, if we were to offer them amnesty and we were to give them residency or citizenship, then none of these things would be true. They'd have just as much bargaining power as you or I, meaning that they'd actually, at that point in time, have an upward pressure on real median wages. Once again, another way how you are able to point out something that is bad of undocumented immigration that would actually be good if we were to offer them a pathway to residency or citizenship.
Okay, I'll respond to that. First of all, this idea that, these people, they spend money in the American economy. No, the fuck they don't. Do you know 5% of Mexico's GDP is remnants? Do you know what remnants is? That means
do know what
5% of Mexico's GDP is Mexican illegal immigration and immigrants bringing their salary and bringing it into the Mexican economy. That's 5% of Mexico's fucking economy. So that's not true. And the second thing.
Wait, let me respond to that. Do you have any reason to believe that undocumented immigrants are more remnants than legal immigrants?
I let you go on for a while. I did. Now I lost my train of thought. So that was fucked up, bro.
I'm sorry for making you lose your train of thought. Do you feel like answering the question? Do you have any reason to believe that undocumented immigrants send more remnants than legal immigrants?
Yeah, because a lot of times they're single males. They are a single father or a single male.
Could you give me that evidence?
Most illegal immigration are single males.
Could you give me the evidence that undocumented immigrants are more likely to send more money home than legal immigrants?
Because they're single males.
Okay, that's not evidence to indicate that the conclusion is true. Let's be real.
Because do you have an article pulled up that? So then it's bad. Then we should have less immigration in general.
Exactly. So now you're telling me that basically you think that we should end legal immigration for this reason too?
I think that immigration is too high. I think that we should lower immigration. I think that the fact that we've had 60 million people in the past since the 1990s is ridiculous. I think that immigration should go down.
So hypothetically, if we could somehow legally deport legal immigrants, would you support that since they send remnants home and you have no reason to believe that undocumented immigrants send more remnants home?
No, I wouldn't make it retroactive. I wouldn't make it retroactive.
Okay, why do you think it had negative economic implications to deport legal immigrants?
For Walmart and corporations, they'll have less sales revenue, but that means that
I just want a yes or no.
Americans have more
Would there be more
power.
negative than positive economic implications if we were to deport legal immigrants?
Tax cuts.
Why are you
create
answering my
massive-
question? Do you think that there would be more
Because-
negative than
because-
positive economic implications if we were to deport legal immigrants? Yes or
Because
no?
there's different sectors of economics. Tax cuts. You are against the tax cuts under Trump. That technically gets more economic stimulus. But you're against those tax cuts. Not every GDP growing doesn't mean it's always good for the average worker. You do know that.
Because
That
the
doesn't mean
GDP
it's good
grew
for
by
the average worker.
0.02%, and we spent $2 trillion to get it done. It was a net drain on the economy. It costs more than it generated, and a disproportionate amount of the tax cuts went to the top 1%. But Jesus Christ, I have much better reasons to not support the big beautiful bill this time around. Like, I don't know, cutting 10 million low-income Americans off of healthcare or 3 million low-income Americans off of food stamps.
People have to cut these programs because you have to look somewhere. If you want to get these tax cuts, you have to cut the programs. And according to IRS data, the Tax and Jobs Act helped the middle class the most. So the middle class is getting a significant tax cut. And then you're also
Why are
talking
you
about these
misquoting your own
taxes.
source? Yeah, your source says that it gave them an additional like $6,000 per year. It doesn't say that it gave them the most disproportionately to members of the top 1%.
Yes,
What are you
it
yapping
did.
about?
Go look up IRS data helped the middle class Americans the most. Yes, it did.
Okay, so
And
what does
a
the
lot of
IRS
these-
data to demonstrate that that's true? I don't know why you're pivoting. Like, once again, I was just talking to you about the big, beautiful bill, and the next thing we know, you want to stop talking about the big, beautiful bill, and you want to talk about his tax cuts the first time around. You know what, actually, I want you to respond to what I said without pivoting, and then we'll talk about the TCJA. I will happily talk to you about the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that he passed the first time around, after we finish talking about the big, beautiful bill that he passed this time around.
Hey, genius, what's the big provision in the big beautiful bill? It's codifying the Tax and Jobs Act,
genius!
you
It's an
fucking
extension
idiot.
to the Tax
You
Cuts and
fucking
Jobs
idiot.
Act.
You don't know
Well,
what
I'm
you're
so sorry that I'm talking to somebody with a brain of like my family fucking dog. Maybe if you looked at one simple projection. Maybe if you looked at one simple projection from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, you would know because of the cuts in the bill, although it is offering a tax cut to low-income Americans, it offers a larger disproportionate tax cut to you the more money you make per the projections from the CBO and the Committee on a Responsible Federal Budget. And not to mention that the cuts in the bill, such as the $900 billion gutted for Medicaid, that's kicking off 10 million people and increasing the premiums for everybody that remains, or the $156 billion cuts to food stamps, at the end of the day, is going to give the average American making at or less than $51,000 per year, yes, less purchasing power than they had before the bill was passed. So before you come out screaming, oh, you fucking idiot, maybe you should sit down and learn a thing or two before you get humbled for being an asshole, right? But now, without pivoting this time, I want you to respond to the original claim that I made, because for whatever reason, you just kind of wanted to scapegoat around it and not talk about it. 10 million people lost access to healthcare because of the big, beautiful bill. I think that that healthcare is an absolute need and essential for low-income Americans. And you're sitting here and you're saying that you support it, and why is that? Why do you support 10 million low-income Americans losing access to life-saving healthcare?
Because it's, first of all, it's not Medicare, it's Medicaid. Do you know the difference between Medicare and Medicaid?
The Medicare
And
goes to
second of
old
all-
people.
second
Medicaid
of
goes
all,
to low-income people. If I said Medicare, I misspoke. I meant to say Medicaid. Now respond. Thank you.
And second of all, it's an eligibility. It says that if you are 18 and older, then you have to work about 40 hours a month. I think that's reasonable. And actually, it's important that we have a private healthcare sector. Do you know the private healthcare sector has like 10 to 5 times more R&D spending than the federal government? Who do you think invents all this fucking healthcare technology? Canada buys most of its machinery, healthcare machinery, from the United States. Who do you think invents all this shit? Who invented the vaccine? Was it the government or was it a private company?
You could use Medicaid at private healthcare facilities.
I know that, but what happens with these rural hospitals when they find out that you use Medicaid? They increase the cost.
No. Actually, when you're on Medicaid, when you're on people on Medicaid, their overall cost for treatment is 200 times lower than that of individuals on private health insurance.
Yeah, but the hospitals raise the cost on the government.
The government pays lower costs since the government has more bargaining power.
What'd you say?
The government pays lower costs compared to private health insurance. And I'll give you a source right now. Cost of service on Medicaid versus private. All right, let's go and get this
I'm not
pulled
saying
up
it's
for
more
like the billionth
expensive for the
time ever.
person on Medicaid. I'm saying that the hospital overcharges someone on Medicaid, forces the government to spend more money.
No. Like, once again, wrong. Actually wrong. But I don't understand. I don't understand like why we continue to get detracted from the point. So point number one, no, you're false. There's more people on Medicaid than there is people on private insurance. This means that the government who runs and operates Medicaid has more negotiating ability with private pharmaceuticals and private hospitals. Therefore, they could get lower prices. It is very just simple like economic explanation.
You just said you pulled up a source. Show me the source.
Okay. I will if you'd allow me to finish
The
speaking.
government has more bargaining power on Medicaid. Show me a source, please. I'm dying to hear. Yes, they do increase the prices. When a hospital finds out you are on Medicaid, they will increase the prices compared to a private insurance.
Okay. All right. Where's the source that I had open the other day? Give me 1 minute, sir. That'd be incredibly nice of you. Going down yet another rabbit hole for whatever fucking reason because he doesn't want to respond to the meat on the bone, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'll give him the source. Holy shit. Boom. Is this it? No, that's from today. That's from today. Give me a minute. I'm literally looking through my search history because I had to look this up the other day. Boom! All right. Go on Google. Type in KFF. How much more than Medicare do private insurers pay? A review of the literature. Issue.
KFF.
Yeah, KFF. Private insurers pay nearly double Medicare rates for all hospital services. 199% of Medicare rates on average, ranging from 141 to 259% of Medicare rates across the reviewed studies.
I'm reading the article right now.
Thank you so much. Hopefully, after you read this goddamn article, we could go back to the meat on the bone. I want to talk about the 10 million low-income Americans that are losing surface. You don't want to talk about that. Every time I bring it up, you do something lousy and you pivot. It's really annoying.
Yeah, I pivot for sure, bro. You're the one who's
you are pivoting. You pivoted away from the fact that 10 million low-income Americans are losing health insurance to the fake idea that somehow public health insurance costs more than private health insurance. But I gave you the source to prove
all
you're wrong.
hospitals will increase the price. I will get you. I'm reading your article, and then I'll give you my source that shows that rural hospitals do increase the price when they find out someone's on Medicare.
Even if what you're saying is true, that some hospitals do this, it doesn't matter because on average, they do the opposite, right? And it is that macro data, the averages that matter.
Well, when it comes to bigger cities, maybe, but rural hospitals, they are completely reliant on raising the prices for people using Medicaid.
I'll just accept what you're saying. Why should anybody care when on average it costs less?
Because averages don't matter. If these hospitals are completely reliant on people increasing Medicaid, that's wrong. They can't just rural hospitals overcharge people on Medicaid. That creates a problem. These rural hospitals are completely reliant on.
Wait, you're telling me that it creates a problem for who? The government and their expenditure?
The government,
well, guess what?
yes.
They spend less than private insurers do, right? Because remember, the government expenditure is what? Nationwide, federal, right? So even if we could point out a handful of hospitals that are increasing, right, the cost to the government for those on Medicaid, there is more hospitals that are actually reducing the cost on Medicaid. So even though you do not have a source, I will basically accept what you're saying because overall the government's winning compared to private health insurance. They're winning.
Yeah, when's the last time the government has invented something? Actually help.
When's the last time the government has invented something? Stop pivoting. Sit down and stop pivoting. This is so embarrassing for you. Chat, have you guys listened to this guy actually thoroughly respond to something that I've said the whole time he's been up here? Or is it pivot every time I make a point?
Okay, I'll respond. I will say that overall, maybe on a macro level, the government does spend less.
So overall, they're winning.
But overall, they're losing because still they have no R&D. Look at the vaccine. The vaccine was completely reliant on Pfizer. It was completely reliant on a private insurance company.
Pfizer is not a private insurance company. Pfizer is a private healthcare provider.
It's sorry, I misspoke. Private healthcare provider. But
okay.
If you look at
we're not having a debate about private versus public healthcare providers. We're having a debate about private versus public healthcare insurers. There's a big difference.
Well, the only way we could have the tax cuts is if you have to cut benefits. You had to cut some sort. They didn't want to cut Social Security, so you have to go after Medicaid. You could see this in 2008 under the Affordable Care Act.
I would actually
Oh,
prefer
cuts
like the
on-
top 1% not get 4% back per year in taxes if it means that 10 million low-income Americans won't fucking die because they can't go to the hospital.
They're not gonna die if they have a disability or they're eligible.
I don't
if
think that it should have a
if
work
they are not
requirement on it.
able-bodied, they're still eligible for the
Right.
program.
I think that unemployed, able-bodied, low-income Americans should be able to go to the hospital.
They will be able to go to the hospital if it's an emergency because they still have Medicare.
Dude, anybody
Medicaid.
anybody could go to the hospital if it's an emergency. Right? I'm not even talking about emergency circumstances. In fact, did you know that it could actually create a fiscal burden to Medicare on the federal level to be denying individuals like treatment outside of emergency resources, because then it will create more emergency resources. Like, we could prevent emergencies through proactive treatment. We could prevent emergencies
if someone
by
had a
allowing
condition-
low-income Americans to go get their fucking skin dots checked out. We could prevent emergencies by, saying that low-income Americans should go to an annual physical, right? And also, I think that the hospital is significantly more meaningful than just emergencies, right? You know, like when my grandpa developed pancreatic cancer, when it was in its early stages, that wasn't an emergency. His life wasn't at immediate risk. Now, if he
would
was
get
low
eligible-
income,
he would
he
be
would have been
eligible
able to
for
go
Medicaid,
to he would have been able to go to the hospital if he was on Medicaid, right?
No, because he's above 65 years old, right? So he would be eligible.
Right.
So that's a lot.
Assuming that he wasn't, assuming that he was 64, he wouldn't have been able to go to the hospital, right?
He has a condition though, so he's not able-bodied if he has cancer. What are you talking about?
Wait,
If he had
so,
cancer, he would be eligible.
wait, so you think that if there any and all conditions in which would warrant somebody going to a hospital would mean that they're not able-bodied? How does their government define able-bodied?
No condition, no pre-existing condition or no conditions.
Okay,
I don't know.
Now, what is a condition? Now, what is a condition? What does that even
They do
mean?
case by case. It's case by case. They determine it case by case. The government doesn't have one definition. You meet with someone.
Wait,
you-
can we
you
agree that
use your
basically
form.
just able-bodied means, like, in the eyes of the government, like, can work?
No, that doesn't mean in the eyes of the government. It's
Okay,
case
so then
by
what does it
case.
mean?
There's not a definite definition. It's case by case.
So
They
then
look
what
at
does it mean?
case by case.
Wait, are you
What-
basically telling me that, like, low-income Americans that are able-bodied would have no reason to even go to the hospital? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No.
Wait, so then they would have reason to go to the hospital, so then why do you want to deny them the service?
What are you talking about? If they,
Why
if they
should we
had the-
deny low-income Americans access to the hospital? I think the fact that the big, beautiful bill cut off access to the hospital from 10 million low-income Americans is absolutely so fucking shitty. Am I like the only one here that thinks it's terrible?
If you are able-bodied and you can work, if you are healthy, then you can work 40 hours a week. You shouldn't be leeching off the system. People are
Okay,
leeching
so,
off.
so you think that like systems of benefit that are paid for by the taxpayer should have a work requirement on them?
Are you gonna say, oh well, should the police have a work? Are you gonna say that stupid hypothetical?
Yeah,
Are you gonna say
police,
it's-
firemen, or roads.
That's emergency though. They still get Medicare. Do I think that if someone doesn't pay tax,
Do you think my life, like my, I just want to clarify, right? If somebody like breaks into my house then leaves, like my life isn't threatened. Should I be able to call the cops if I'm low-income American and able-bodied, can work but don't work? Should
If
I have
someone
access
robbed
to the
your house-
non-emergency hotline at all?
you would have access to the emergency hotline.
But should I have access to the non-emergency police hotline?
Any call to the police is an emergency hotline. If
That's
you get
not
robbed,
true.
it's
That's not
considered an
true.
emergency hotline.
That's not true. Police explicitly have non-emergency numbers where they can report crimes that are not an immediate emergency. A lot of crimes that are reported to the non-emergency hotline would be a lot of public trespassing, property crimes, vandalism, and some types of theft sometimes, right? All of these can be classified as non-emergency. That's why all police departments in America have a non-emergency hotline. I don't say that's not true. If you told me where you lived, I would actually be able to find your local police department's non-emergency hotline in like 3 minutes. Should
I would
able-bodied,
consider-
low-income Americans that can work but aren't working have access to non-emergency police hotlines?
They should have access to all police hotlines,
including
yes.
non-emergency ones.
Including non-emergency
Oh,
ones.
wait. So why should healthcare have a work requirement on it? Because it's paid for by the taxpayer? But calling the non-emergency hotline at the PD shouldn't, even though it's paid for by the taxpayer.
Vandalism, and house robbery is, in my opinion, still considered an emergency. It's still considered a crisis.
House robbery is an emergency.
Societal distress is considered, an emergency or a crisis. Maybe not an emergency.
Wait, if distress can be crisis, do you think that low-income Americans that had access to the hospital that no longer have access to the hospital can experience distress because of that?
Because they don't have access to the hospital?
Yeah.
Can they get stressed out?
Yeah, could that cause them distress?
Could
that cause them distress if they get a really fucking bad cough that won't go away, and the next thing they're starting to be curious if maybe they develop pneumonia, right? Would that cause them distress because then they can't go get it fucking checked out by their primary care?
They can use Medicare for that. And my thing is just why do you promote people leeching off the system? We don't live in a fantasy world.
Wait. Why do you promote people leeching off the system? You said that low-income Americans that can work, that don't work, should have access to the non-emergency police hotline, to firefighters, to public roadways.
Because that's society in itself having a crisis that affects everyone. Vandalism affects everyone. Everyone should report vandalism because that's bad for society.
Wait. Do you think that low-income Americans having their life shortened or in some circumstances dying is bad for society?
But they wouldn't die because they have emergency Medicare. If they have a condition,
You could die from conditions without knowing that you even have the condition because you didn't have access to the primary physician in the first place to know that you had it.
But I don't get is if you're able-bodied.
No. Why won't you respond to that? You said that that vandalism, spray paint on the side of a house, is a greater threat to society than denying 10 million people access to healthcare. Really? So you think that me spray painting the side of somebody's house is a greater threat to society than 10 million people losing healthcare?
It's not 10 million people. The state's going to pick up a lot of those costs. So it's not 10 million people.
Oh, really? Earlier,
you're going to pick up some of the costs. Yes, it's not 10 million
you gave me the CBO as a source earlier. The CBO projects that the big beautiful bill will increase uninsured low-income Americans by 10 million.
On the federal level, but the state level is going to pick up most of those costs. You do realize that, right?
Wait, specifically defining the federal system of benefit. What are you yapping about?
The state's
defining federal Medicaid.
Yes, there's going to be state-level Medicaid.
State-level Medicaid already exists. What are you talking about?
To increase the cost on that, they're going to have grant more people on state-level Medicaid. The states are going to pick up the cost.
Okay. So then you're telling us that they're going to so then you're telling us that our counties, our cities, and our states are going to have to turn around and increase our taxes. They're going to have to turn around and make our property taxes go up. They're going to turn around and they're going to make you pay more. So you're telling me not only are 10 million low-income Americans losing access to federal systems of benefit such as Medicaid, but they're also going to be paying more in taxes on the state and local level?
Yeah, but they're going to pay less taxes on the federal level.
Okay. All right.
Well, yes, they are. What do you mean? Oh, right.
So do you think that the states and the local areas are just going to pick up all those 10 million people that are losing it? In fact, can you give me any evidence that this is what's going to happen?
Can you give me? They are because.
Okay, give me evidence. Let's see it. Let's see the evidence.
What evidence? The bill hasn't been passed. It's not passed.
The big beautiful bill literally passed a fucking year ago. What are you talking about?
All the effects are not going to be implemented until 2026.
So then how do you know once these effects go into effect that the states will pick up the burden? So if you don't know that, then why did you say it? You're fucking cooked, kid. You just tried to respond to me with a claim that you just admitted you didn't know.
States have already claimed that they're going to do that.
Okay, what
Multiple
states?
Florida has.
Really? Show me where Florida claimed that.
You really going to make me pull up a source right now?
Yeah,
yes, they're going to have to take over some of the costs.
Okay,
they
so
will
let me see it. Let me see it.
Give me a second then. You're making me pull up the computer right now.
And then you're also the one that told me that these 10 million low-income Americans were being kicked off because of the imposition of a work requirement. Are you now telling me that states are just going to remove their work requirements on Medicaid?
That they're going to remove their or no?
No, so then how are these people going to get service if they lost service not because of the cost, but because they're not working?
Well, they should. If they are able-bodied, they should work. I don't know if that people are abusing the system.
Wait. So then the states aren't going to be picking up that burden and giving them health
They are going to
care.
be picking up some of the burden. Yes,
So
they will.
then
10
they're going to
million
be
people-
imposing more Medicaid for low-income Americans without work requirements? I thought that you didn't like that. Now you're boasting it as an accomplishment?
They're going to go case by case, and they're going to determine it. It's a case by case. It's not a one definite issue. It's a case by case thing. They'll determine. They'll look at your case. They'll look at your form, and they'll say, "Hey, are you able-bodied? And are you able to work? And do you seem healthy?" They'll say, "Oh, you need to work 40 hours a month." I don't think that's ridiculous. I know you think that's ridiculous. I know you think that everyone should have free health.
Wait. So then you're telling me that the states are just going to impose the same work requirements on their state level Medicaid that is now imposed on the federal
And each state's
Medicaid
gonna
per the
have
big
different
beautiful bill.
requirements.
So all that you're telling, so if somebody loses access to federal Medicaid because they are not meeting the work requirement, you're telling me that their state actually won't pick it up, so they're still going to be uninsured. So what the fuck were you saying?
Each state's going to have a different case. I don't know, but it's not going to be 10 million Americans.
Oh,
10
so
million
basically
Americans are not gonna
you
be
are
getting health Medicaid.
relying on the blue states that agree that work requirements are bad, giving work requirements to the low-income, able-bodied Americans. So basically what you're saying is, yeah, what Donald Trump did to federal Medicaid was really fucking shitty, but people like Gavin Newsom are going to attempt to fix his mistake for the people in their states. Really?
Oh, really?
Like, so now your new argument is that the Democrats are going to save us from the tyranny of MAGA?
No, I think that people should have some work requirements. I think SNAP benefits, people should have work requirements. You believe that everyone should just fiend off the system. Are you a socialist? What do you believe in? You believe everyone should have free
Don't
healthcare?
pivot yet, because now you're saying that you believe it should have a work requirement. So then if states were to pick up the low income Americans that aren't working but could work, you'd say that's a bad thing. So why did you try to gloat and boast it as an accomplishment when I told you that what Donald Trump did by kicking off 10 million low income uninsured individuals was bad?
10 million though, because there's not 10 million people that are completely healthy and able-bodied and don't work. That's
So
not
then
true.
you're
There's not 10 million
so point
people
number
doing
one,
that.
you're telling
So
me
it's
that the
not gonna be
projections
10
from the
million, so
CBO
let's
are
say-
unreliable when you tried to give me the CBO as a source when you first joined. And point number two, then we go right back into the loop of you basically telling me that
CBO
some of
does
those 10 million people are not going to lose access to systems of benefits simply because blue states are going to now expand their health care and offer it to low-income Americans that aren't working.
Red states too. People run on healthcare. If the congressman doesn't get free healthcare in red states, healthcare is a big issue in red states too. It's an issue all around the country. But the thing is, we don't live in
okay,
a
so now you're
fantasy
basically
world where
telling me that it's not just
Oh
the
my God,
Democrats
you
that
know
are going to
what
bail
fucking
Donald Trump
thought?
out. Now you're telling me that it's not just the Democrats that are going to bail Trump out from his mistake, but it's also the Republicans that are going to contradict
not
the
a
notion that he
mistake,
set
because-
forward and by offering their health care to low-income Americans that aren't working.
Every reconciliation bill has to have cuts. The Affordable Care Act in 2008 had cuts on premium payments. Everything has to have cuts. They looked at it. They wanted to give the Tax and Jobs Act, which is very popular, helps middle class Americans out the most, according to IRS data. They had to make cuts because the biggest thing that the federal government spends money on is entitlements. So they looked at all the entitlements. They said, can we make cuts in Social Security? No, that's a disaster for an election. Can we make cuts on Medicare? No, because that involves emergency health care. Where can we make cuts at? They decided that we can make cuts in Medicaid. That's every bill has to do that. They did it in 2008 with the Affordable Care Act. Every bill has.
Wait, did you
every
support the Affordable Care
reconciliation
Act?
bill- Do I support some parts of it, some parts not? I
Overall,
don't-
was
I-
it a good bill or a bad
No.
bill?
I think the idea of it was good, but the way it panned it out, no. I
Why?
didn't think
Because
it
of the
panned out
cuts?
well. Because of what cuts? The premium payment cuts?
Yeah, was that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, they had to pay for free healthcare, so they had to make cuts. Was it a good thing or bad thing?
Was it a
I
good
don't
thing or
know.
a bad thing that premiums apparently went up?
It didn't. Apparently, they did go up.
Right. Oh, and by the way, so we're also now seeing, according to projections from the CRBF, that the premiums for everybody that will still be on Medicaid at the federal level are going to go up by 75%. Then also, maybe if we want to cut
75%,
shit,
that's
I
bullshit.
have two ideas. Maybe that big beautiful bill would cost less if we weren't giving the top 1% of earners an additional and disproportionate 4 to 5% back per year compared to the average, a 1 to 2% back per year for the average American per the CBRF. And maybe if we wanted to cut something because we truly needed to, we'd cut the DOD.
First of all, this idea that the rich doesn't pay their fair share, that's a lie. That's a lie. The rich fund most of the federal government. Do you know the bottom 50% of America only contributes about 8% in federal revenue
And did you
to
know
the
the
federal
top?
government?
Did you know the top 1% of income earners hold 85% of wealth in this country, but only pay 45% of taxes?
That's not true. They do not hold 85% of wealth and only pay 45% taxes.
That
They
is
fund
true.
most of the federal governments. They fund all the programs. The top 1% funds about more than 50% of the federal government.
It's
Or the
40.
top
They
5%.
pay 45% of taxes. It's not most.
That's
It's
not,
just
where's the
it's
source
just
for that?
disproportionate.
Where's the source for that? They pay for most. The top 5% pay for most of the federal government.
So you're basically telling me that it makes sense in your mind to make the poor worse off, to make the rich better off, because the rich are already doing so much.
My thing is that we should tax the rich by tariffs instead of corporate tax rates or regulations. That would make more sense. We should tax these multi-international corporations.
So
Bringing in
you're
illegal
not
immigrants.
answering my question. Answer my question.
I think that we should tax them a different way than income tax or corporate tax. I think we should tax them with tariffs.
Oh,
I think that
hey,
would be
by the
more-
way, you asked for my source, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on Google, type in Tax Foundation, summary of the latest federal income tax data, 2025 update. Top 1% of income earners pay 40.4% of all federal income taxes.
So that's all the revenue they bring in. Just because they hold 85% of wealth. And where do they hold their wealth in? They hold their wealth in assets. They hold it in property. They hold it in stocks. So you're going to do uncapitalized gains tax. Do you support that?
Why are you pivoting? Because you made the claim that they
Because
pay
that's
over...
what that- they
No,
hold
no,
85%.
you're pivoting. You said that they pay over 50%. I proved you wrong. Concede.
I said the top 5% pays more than 50%.
No, you said the top one. We were talking about the top 1% the whole time.
Yeah, I said
I brought up the
five.
fact that the top 1% pays 45% of income taxes, and then you said no, that's a lie. They pay over 50%. Now you're saying the top 5. So are you basically telling me that you called me a liar when I said the top 1% pays 45% of taxes, and then you
I
went on to
misspoke.
change the claim? So basically, even if you did say top 5%, which I'm unsure, you just completely changed my claim, equivocated, then said something new, then used a totally different claim of the top 5% in an attempt to prove my claim about the top 1% wrong. So basically, you gave me an invalid, irrelevant response to my claim that the top 1% pays 45% of taxes.
I misspoke. I thought you said 5%. I misheard you. I concede on that. I misspoke.
Great.
But overall,
1 second. Let me thank a handful of people here real quick. Gracie, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo for you for being an absolutely wonderful educator. I'm a retired teacher. I wish I had more to donate. Keep up what you're doing. Thank you so much for the kindness, Gracie, and I appreciate you for being here. It makes me so happy to learn that there's retired teachers in here that take something away from what we do. That's incredibly kind. As well as there's a handful of other people here. Just give me a second. Kyle with the $10 over on PayPal. Saying, bro, I've been debating hundreds of MAGA on the internet recently. Shit's exhausting. It is pretty exhausting, Kyle. Thank you for the 10. As well as Tava with a $15 over on PayPal saying, thank you for what you do, Dean, and thank you for giving me something to watch every day. Keep it up. I love you. Love you too, Tava. Thank you for being here. Then Hallie with the $5 over on PayPal as well, and Jennifer with a 1. If you're watching and you'd like to support me, you'd like to support what we do here, support the debate, support the stream, you could actually find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in the bio of this TikTok. I get 100% of those proceeds. They go straight to me, and they come in as a notification at the top of my phone. And I could read out your name, the amount, and any and all announced attached messages. Same thing goes for YT. You could find in the pinned message. Now, I actually have a new question for you. Is that okay, Bob?
sure. And I have some numbers that can show that.
Well,
about
I mean,
the
listen,
top 50% of taxes.
I wouldn't doubt it if the top 5% paid over 50% of taxes.
The top 50% pays about 97% in all federal taxes.
The top 50%? Yeah, sure.
Okay. And then the top 1% contributes about 90% of the bottom. The top 1% of income earners pay disproportionately large share of federal income taxes, often more than bottom 90% combined.
Oh, no fucking shit. That's what progressive taxation is.
Yeah, we have a progressive tax system.
They should
You
pay
know what would be-
disproportionately more.
You know what would be better for the middle class? You know what we should do?
Wait, do
We should-
you agree with a progressive taxation system?
To an extent, yeah. I would say that we need a progressive taxation system, but I think that...
Right, so then stop
Yeah.
spreading propaganda saying that, oh, they disproportionately pay taxes. No fucking shit they do. That's what progressive taxation is, right? It's because each unit of value of the dollar loses value the more units you have. That's what diminishing returns is. $5 to somebody with only $5 is significantly more valuable than $5 to somebody with $5 million. Diminishing returns would dictate that a disproportionate pay of taxes from the top 1% is fair. Now, I want to ask you a question. Do you care about the Constitution?
I think that the Constitution shouldn't be used to hurt the American people. I think that the Constitution should be amended in some aspects.
Do you support attempting to illegally overthrow the Constitution?
All of the Constitution?
No, just like
No,
some
but-
parts. Like when Donald Trump tried to illegally overthrow the first section of the 14th Amendment when he passed Executive Order number 14160 in an illegal authoritarian attempt to restrict our Constitution and ban birthright citizenship for the children of undocumented immigrants born in American
So
soil.
this is a fascinating topic because I have something I learned that was crazy. Do you know that if a policy as an American, if the American public favorability to a policy is about 0 or 100%, it's only a 30% chance of getting passed. So if a policy has a favorability number of 0% or 100%, it both equally only has a 30% chance of being passed. And you can see this under Biden, the student loan program. It had a 70% chance. It had 70% of people supported the student loan program that Biden tried to pass, but it got blocked by a judge. So I think that I do support Trump getting rid of some of the injunctions and some of the judicial power, if that's what you're asking. I think that the Constitution, the president should be allowed to change amendments and change certain parts of the Constitution.
So if Donald Trump tomorrow amended the Constitution to take away your rights illegally through the use of an executive order, you'd be okay with that?
Depends on what right, and I would vote him out in the next office. I think that we should have.
Wait.
we
So
should-
you're basically so
hard.
do you agree that this is like an illegal attempt to consolidate power to one man?
But I think that one man should have power.
Well,
like we don't.
you're not answering my question. Was executive order
support
number
Trump's
141? No. Was executive
support
no.
Trump's
Was executive order number 14160 an illegal attempt to consolidate power away from the nearly 500 congressmen and women and away from the Supreme Court and away from the Constitution itself to one man, that one man being Donald J. Trump?
Yes, and that's good. He has balls, unlike Biden. Biden doesn't have any fucking balls. He allowed the judge to completely bitch him on the student loan program because he's a fucking pussy. He doesn't do anything.
So you think it's wrong to respect a SCOTUS ruling?
If the majority of the public,
Oh my God. We're going to move on to the next guest. I'm sorry. That was just like so like hyperbolically insane. Yeah, just heard it here first. You are a BITCH if you have SCOTUS rule that you're doing shit that's unconstitutional and then you stop doing it that way. Oh my goodness gracious. What world are we living in? What world are we living in? What world are we living in? Hey, do you support Trump? Bite the bullet. You're in the stream.
Yes,
You do.
I am. Again.
Okay. All right. I'd love for you to pick up maybe where the last guest
You're
left off.
lagging.
No, you're lagging.
You're lagging pretty bad on me.
You're lagging.
I mean, like your voice is like not moving with you look like a Chinese person.
What?
Your lips, I guess it's my phone.
Wait,
I don't know.
What do you mean I look like a
Anyways.
Chinese person? What?
Okay. Like, you know, when you watch a Chinese movie and their lips are not moving with the sound.
Are you talking about like dubbed movies? You're talking about dubs.
It's okay. No matter. I'll just like not look at you because I can at least still hear your voice.
I don't even like. I don't know how to like respond.
It's fine. It's fine. We
Like,
don't need
that was-
to. It's not an issue. It's not that big of an issue.
Wait.
Okay.
Aren't movies like produced? Like all movies ever, they have like dubbed versions for individuals
Well,
that don't
I
know
watch,
the
I
language.
watch you a lot. It's just not normal. I don't normally see that on your videos. So, but anyway,
Like maybe she's just like a particularly big fan of anime or something.
me. No. I'm 40 years old. I don't do anime. That's not who I am. But anyways,
I don't know. It was just like
support
weird
Trump.
to single out Chinese people there, but
Well, because that's kind of it's a common thing. Maybe anime would be a better way of saying it, but it's actual people, physical people that talk, and then the sound comes 3 seconds after their lips move.
It's because it's dubbed over in English because it was not recorded in English.
Okay. I was just giving you an example as to what your video was doing with your own voice.
Okay.
I was saying your video was lagging to me. But that doesn't matter. Let's
But like,
jump.
I'm just, but just like
subject.
dubbed
That's
movies
not a
aren't based on
problem.
like race.
We're gonna talk about politics,
Okay,
right?
just know that like dubbed movies aren't based on like race. So you support Trump. Why is that?
Well, I feel like he has a lot of things that are aligned with a lot of American values. And you know what? Before I go on about Trump, Democrats also have some things that are aligned with the American value. But if you wanted to really, I want to kind of like take this to a different level with you today. Going all the way back through all presidencies, they all go on to campaign about how they can fix the American people. We need to help the blue collar class. We need to, get business going on here in the United States. We need more business here. We need more housing. We need affordable groceries.
Groceries have gone up in the last 7 months.
It's gone up in the past 100 years.
I know.
So
Donald
these
Trump said that he dropped the
problems-
price of groceries on day one, though. False promise.
But I want you to see something. These problems that these presidents are all campaigning on never get resolved. So I don't think that it's necessarily the campaigning that we really need to pay attention to, as much as we really do need to pay attention to the policies, because we all do have a problem with groceries, with price of housing. We all know that we have that, but what it really comes down to is the policies. And me, as I've been growing up, I think you are doing freaking wonderful, Dean. I don't know why you're on Parker's account, but you're doing great for your age, for you to learn and go into politics and learn everything about this. And I'm really glad that you're doing what you're doing and sharing your information with everyone. But I think instead of everybody just kind of focusing on, I want more money, I want cheaper food, I want cheaper gas. And that's the main thing that, a lot of politicians run on. And that's how they get people to vote for them rather than...
Okay. I'm so sorry. Yap. I apologize if that's disrespectful. Just had to make it known. Why do you support Trump?
Because I feel like his values are focused on the American people more than people that are not in this country.
My friend, I don't know if you listened to the last debate. We're going to go back and forth. I'm going to tell you one way that Donald Trump has hurt the American people in the last 200 days. And then you're going to tell me one way that Donald Trump has helped the American people in the last 200 days. And we'll see who runs out first. Okay? I'll go first with one specific way he's hurt them. Like I said to the last guest we were talking about for an hour, he took healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans. Your turn. What is one specific way he's helped Americans?
So he's made it so that women can afford to have pregnancies whenever they are unable to.
Are you talking about free IVF?
Yes. It's not free.
He walked
It's not
back on
free.
that. He walked back on that.
What do you mean walked back?
He's not doing it anymore. He walked back on that. His administration said that they're not doing it.
When did you find that out?
3 weeks ago.
Oh, interesting. So I know for a fact that you're going to be able to beat me in numbers because you do this every single day with politicians. The policies, you're going to know so many more different things. You've got people that's constantly coming at you. You got stuff that's going back at them. But what I really wanted to kind of say here, yes, I do support Trump.
Okay.
I think that he is the person who is going to...
Can you tell me? But listen. So let's just go back to the drawing board real quick. You said that a way that he's helped the American people is by making IVF free. Go on Google, type in White House has no plan to mandate IVF care despite making that promise. So try again. I was able to name one way he hurt the American people. I try again. Name one way he's helped the American people.
Okay. This kind of sounds not good, but deporting all of the undocumented immigrants, a lot of people disagree with that. And I don't understand why they disagree, because a law is a law. Our country is not the only country that deports undocumented immigrants. Every country in the world deports undocumented immigrants.
Okay.
Sometimes they're jailed, sometimes they're fined heavily
Okay.
in other countries.
Okay, so like you just said, a law is a law. That makes me think that you support mass deportation just simply because the law says that we should. It was a misdemeanor coming into the country. Here's like the first thought that comes into my head. If you think that a misdemeanor is enough to warrant removal from the country, then how come that you think that 34 felonies, an adjudication of rape in a civil court, is not enough to warrant removal from the White House?
So when you hear anything about 34 felonies, and I want you to pay attention to this now and in the future, when 34 felonies are put on anybody in the court system, they're throwing the book at them and hoping something sticks. There are other people who have had 34 felonies, exactly that
They're
number.
throwing the book at them and hoping something sticks? No, he was like found
Yeah.
he was found guilty of 34 counts of falsification of business documentation in the second degree. So there was, I think, like 7 falsified checks, 12 falsified ledger entries, and then the remainder was like something else, but I forget what it was. No, he just did it 34 times.
Okay, can you tell me how that affected you and me?
Ah, it actually didn't affect you or I. How does undocumented entry affect you or I?
They come in, they commit crimes.
Oh, really?
They are also
They
hold
commit
on.
crimes?
They have. Everybody does, but they don't need to be here to commit crimes. They're not, they come in the legal way. I know people who have actually come to this country and filled out all their paperwork, did it the right way, and so should they.
Okay.
Everyone
Well,
should do this.
remember,
If we have to
remember-
follow the law as Americans, so should they.
Man, with all due respect, we are still on. If they should follow the law, then so should the president once again. But you just told me you didn't care that Donald Trump broke the law with the 34 felonies because they weren't a
I didn't
victimless
say that I
crime,
didn't.
right?
No, I
No,
didn't
you
say that I
did.
didn't.
So then once again, I'm asking you very clearly, how does undocumented entry negatively affect Americans? And then you said they commit crimes. Okay. Well, let's very specifically talk about that claim that they commit crimes. So what percentage of violent crimes in this country are committed by undocumented immigrants?
The ones that were caught, it's a very, very low percentage.
Yeah, one. What percentage of violent crimes in this country are committed by American men?
I actually don't know that very percentage.
92. So it's funny because you want to act like you care about crime, but you'd rather talk about the 1% compared to the 92%.
Well, you kind of
Even
cut
when
me
that
off.
1% undocumented immigrants are 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes than the average American citizen born on the soil. Not to mention that a mass deportation would destabilize our economy, kill our GDP, kill average real median wages, kill our productive capacities, increasing poverty, increasing crime.
So, and how long were these undocumented immigrants in this country? How long did they have time to commit crimes other than all these Americans that have lived there their entire lives? Let's just take a look at, like, you have 1 year to commit crimes and they still do it compared to 40 years of people who, like, don't commit crimes. There's millions of Americans and there's a smaller amount of immigrants. So the 1% is going to be a lot smaller, just like if you're talking about like African Americans compared to Caucasians. The percentage is going to be different. But nonetheless, that is
Can you
one thing. I'm
expand on
talking
your
about that would be-
can you expand on that last statement comparing African Americans to Caucasians? What was that? Could you expand a little bit on that?
I really don't even like to talk about
I mean,
African Americans because it's going to come down to racism. I don't think that it really would come down to you, but everybody in these.
are you calling yourself racist? You don't like to
No,
talk
I'm
about-
not. I'm not calling
Wait,
myself.
are you saying
a
that you
racist.
don't like to talk
Anybody
about
that
black
knows me
people
personally.
because every time you talk about black people, people call you racist?
All right, let's do it and let's see what happens.
What?
So,
I'm so sorry. That is just like a really bad start to the conversation. I don't like to talk
It
about
is.
black people because every
gonna
time I
point
do
it
talk
out.
about black people call me racist.
Yeah, no, I can point it out and then we can watch it happen. We can watch it unfold. So let's just say 13% of the people are responsible for 50% of the crimes.
That's not true. So it's a racist dog whistle. Because it promotes a stereotype of black individuals being like
murders. Okay, murders. 50% of the murders.
Also not true.
Can you tell me the numbers then?
Well, I mean, so the 1555 statistic is a racist dog whistle for the reason that it doesn't account for the over-policing of predominantly black neighborhoods and the exoneration rate of black individuals inside of the criminal justice system. All right. So although like 15% of the population accounts for 55% of the arrest on crimes, 15% of the population also accounts for 56% of the exonerations of crimes after the arrest.
Okay,
right? So black individuals are significantly more likely to be falsely arrested for crimes compared to white individuals, right?
Okay,
and then even if you want to suggest that if we were to account for the level of exoneration, and we'd still see some like disproportionality insofar as like the likelihood of like the average black individual to commit a crime compared to that of a white individual, what has nothing to do with the fact that they're black or white, and all to do with socioeconomic standings and a relationship between crime and poverty, and the fact that there's less generational wealth within black Americans due to slavery, its aftermath, and systemic racism today. So that's my thought process on it. Is first debunking that 55% statistic by accounting for exoneration rates after they're arrested, and then for the remaining fact when accounting for the exonerations, I don't know what it would be. Maybe it's like 15% of the population accounts for like 25% of crime. Then we can explain that through socioeconomics, proclivity and relationship between poverty and crime, and higher levels of poverty and lower socioeconomic standing on average of the average black American compared to the average white American because of systemic racism, slavery, and its aftermath.
So now that we've gone through all that, we can now try to add undocumented immigrants into those numbers.
I'm actually going to let my friend Santana up here real quick.
It's not. I wasn't trying to get onto the point of a black and white thing. That's why I tried to stop you before.
Well, I mean, I think that this is a good opportunity for a conversation. This is a good opportunity for education. Let's talk about it. What's going on, Santana? Welcome in.
Hey, how's it going? Listen, Dean, spot on. Like literally all the points that was going to hit about 1350, you definitely covered it. The one thing that I would just say is kind of like Dean just addressed it for you, but if every time for some reason you have a conversation about Black people and people start telling you that you're racist, maybe like don't get offended and try to stop and listen and understand why they're coming from that, because being hit it right on the head, you keep parroting a racist dog whistle. And so if you continue to do that, then of course people are going to continue to call you racist, especially if you want to say, well, I didn't know these things that Dean just covered. Cool. Now you know, don't repeat them.
Right,
like that's the big point.
And hopefully, like, you understand this too, right? Like, imagine if you were a black American and you heard people going on the internet spreading misinformation about black Americans that promote stereotypes that are aimed at the conclusion that because you're black, you are like more aggressive. Because you're black, you are more you are more violent. Because you're black, you are more likely to hurt people, and all this stuff when it's ultimately rooted in a misunderstanding of arrest rates compared to exoneration rates, compared to conviction rates, etc. Like obviously, right? If you were Black American and you heard that, you'd be very disheartened. You'd feel hurt, and you'd call that racist because it is, and you'd want to correct it. So I mean, see it from that perspective, and I think that you'll understand.
So yes, no, I get it, and I try to avoid conversations like that. And that's
Wait, so question for you.
Then I can't get onto my own topic.
Wait, hold on. Quick question for you. Quick question for you. Have you heard this before? Like, is this the first time that you've heard this information that Dean just gave you?
No. This is not the first time I've heard the information.
So
the number has actually gone up to 14.1.
That's not true. That's not true, because they haven't been tracking that actual information for the FBI table since what 2020, I think 2023. So anyway, they stopped tracking that specific information. But even more so, like to the point that I just made,
I'll be
where
right. I'll be right back. Santana, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
yep, you got it. And to the point that like I just made of literally like Dean just
It's
covered
'cause she's
those
being
points with
racist.
you.
I knew that
I'm
was
sorry.
gonna happen. People in the comments see when I say this, people are just going to call me a racist.
Well,
And
but
and
like,
and
hold
last
on, hold
time,
on, hold on. Listen,
Santana,
I need you. Wait,
everybody
I need
wants
you to
me to hold
understand.
on.
Sure, I need you to understand this though. Like, there's a difference between willful ignorance and just
Oh,
being ignorant, and you're not ignorant anymore. Like, if you're saying that you've heard this information, that you've been corrected on this, and you continue to actually parrot this information, then yes, that's racist. Like
I
that.
was
That's
using
the.
that as
That's
an
the.
example. See, I'm
Yeah.
dying
Why
here,
would
Santana.
why
Please
would you
let me
keep
speak.
why would you keep using that as an example if it's already been disproven? Like
Okay,
if you know for a fact that it's
let me
not
let me
true,
let
then
me
why would you keep? But that doesn't make
let me go
sense.
back to my point.
But if someone has disproved that information for you, you are aware of that information being disproven. You understand that people keep saying, "Hey, that information is rooted in racism." Why would you intentionally continue to use that information and that example, understanding all of those things? That doesn't make sense to me.
If you listen, then you'll understand me.
You please.
So
I love an
I'm
explanation.
sorry. I'm not trying to offend you, Santana. I'm not at all. We were
You're
talking
not
about
offending
immigration.
me. That's
We were
just like
talking.
disingenuous, though.
Can you
But go
answer?
ahead.
Please let me speak.
We're gonna let you speak. Just answer his question. Why willingly opt to re-perpetuate misinformation that you know is false when this misinformation like knowingly perpetuates stereotypes aimed at black individuals to paint them as aggressive, violent, etc., which
I'm
just
not.
hurts them.
I'm not trying to paint black people as aggressive. I was using a number because, first of all, Americans have been here for so long. So undocumented immigrants, how are we supposed to know what percentage of crimes they have? We don't even know their names. We don't know where they live. I mean, how are we supposed to get numbers on them, or just like they
I
have
think you're
numbers on the
confused
white
on. I think you're
Americans?
confused on what Santana had asked you. Could I repeat the
I'm
question?
trying. I've been trying to dodge this whole black racism talk, this number game. I brought it up for a split second so that we can
But
continue
I'm
on
trying to
immigration.
understand what was the reason for bringing it
Yeah,
up.
this is, dude.
Like,
Come on,
cause
this is
I
such a
just
fair.
said
This
that.
is such a fair
I just
question.
told you.
No, no, no.
I
Listen,
just told
just
you.
listen to what I have to say for like 30 seconds. What Santana is asking you is like incredibly fair, and I'm honestly like curious in your answer as well. So you like brought up the idea that 15% of the population accounts for 55% of crimes. That's what you said. That's what you repeated. I gave you the
And it's not
information
accurate.
necessary to demonstrate that it's not accurate. Santana then asked you if you've ever heard this information before, and you said yes. So what that means is that you've been told that this information is not accurate before, and you've accepted that as a fact, yet you continue to re-perpetuate this inaccurate information that is aimed at the discrimination of black individuals in this country. So the question that remains is why did you
Well,
perpetuate knowingly inaccurate misinformation aimed at the discrimination of black
okay,
individuals in the
can I
country?
switch it to Caucasians? Can I switch it to Caucasians?
I
Because
just
no,
want a
because
response to the
there's
question.
that's the problem. When you
but
bring an
like
African
you
American
didn't
into it,
one
it always wraps
sure.
around that
But see,
instead of
you
the
wait,
topic of
you
immigration.
no. You actually specifically made a decision to talk to a racist talking point. 1350, like you specifically went after that table, the FBI statistics, you went after that information saying that you knew that it wasn't accurate. You knew the information that Dean had literally just gave you, right? The exoneration information, the actual over policing, the wealth gap, the systematic racism that still persists, that still exists today. Like you knew all of that information, and you still chose to actually say what you just said.
Okay,
Like that doesn't make sense. And also, that has nothing to do with immigration.
please allow me to let me know when I'm allowed to speak.
Now,
Okay, so I had brought that up to see if you have numbers to compare on like illegal immigrant. No, I don't want to say illegal. Nobody should be illegal. but undocumented immigrants, where are the statistics for undocumented immigrants? They're undocumented. We
Okay.
cannot have the
Her
statistics.
brain's just broken. Like, your brain has to
No,
be
it's
broken.
not. I don't think you're understanding me, Dean. I want to find a way that I can get this for you to understand.
Is anybody
So-
understanding her response to the question that we asked?
Wait,
No one-
so are you trying to say that the fact that the numbers are inaccurate with 1350, that you can attribute any type of numbers that we may have on
I regret.
undocumented immigrants committing lower crime? Are you saying that that's inaccurate as well?
You know what I do actually want to say is that it was pretty accurate that when I did bring up statistics on that people only want to discuss about Black and racism, because that was
Hey,
not
I
that was not my intention.
I literally just asked you a question to try to verify so I can try to understand what you're saying. Like literally, I'm trying to make the connection, and instead of just answering the question, you're going back to it. Did you bring that up to try to say, well, if you take a look at the actual statistics around 1350 being inaccurate, if we look at the statistics around undocumented immigrants causing or
God.
having a lower crime rate, then it's not accurate? Like, what are we doing?
Bruh.
Yeah, well, kind of
Dude,
like that. How are we supposed to? How are we supposed to have statistics on people that we don't know?
The first line of your 18th repost is quite literally, people are getting sick and tired of Black people.
Mm-hmm.
That is the opening line to your 18th repost, is that we're getting sick and tired of Black people. I'm not even joking. Why do you have like a repost talking about how apparently you're so sick and tired of Black people?
So I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Are you talking about?
I'll play it. I'll play it real quick.
I damn near couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, what? White people don't want to live around ratchet Black people? But at what point in time do we say, no, we have control?
I hate serving Black people. I'm sorry. I hate it. I was trying to defend y'all.
Yes, you read that right. People are getting sick and tired of other Black people. And it's majority Black people sharing the sentiment and speaking up about them.
That has nothing to do with me. That doesn't even sound
That's
like
your
me.
repost. That means you saw the video, you thought the video was good enough for you to share it with people that follow you, or people that can actually access. Do you know that you can?
Bro, you literally reposted a video that said, "I
Can't
hate
you
Black people."
accidentally I like to do political things. I don't do racism. Racism is like talking about that or trying to get myself into it is like it would ruin me.
Can we agree?
I don't do that.
Can we agree that it's like racist to agree with the sentiment that you hate Black people?
Oh, I don't hate Black people. My child
is it racist to?
I fell in love with a Black person. I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Stop
see why you
tokenizing
guys
the
don't
person
know
that you're
me.
with. Don't tokenize the person that
I'm
you're
not with
with.
him anymore.
That's still
But
tokenization.
you guys
That's still
don't know me.
tokenization.
We
You literally just tokenized someone.
Okay, so listen here. I brought a subject up. I wanted to bring numbers into the equation because we were talking about
Numbers that you knew that weren't
You're
real.
cutting me off, bro.
You literally admitted that you knew that the numbers weren't real. You said that.
I'm trying to bring something of an idea to where you can compare. Okay, what are the numbers for the undocumented immigrants and their crimes? How can you compare? How can you create a number statistics of undocumented
I didn't get my question answered.
I'm so sorry. I know, but I don't think that I've gotten my point across. Now it's just about
I don't think
racism.
that you're going to have an opportunity to until after you answer my question.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. Ask your question again, Dean.
Is it racist to agree with the sentiment of hating Black people?
Is it racist to agree with the sentiment of hating? That would be racist. Now, how can you? Can't you easily? There are people that probably follow me that accidentally follow me. Like I would have accidentally reposted.
So if that's racist, and then your repost is racist, right?
And you're not going to ask me if I'm racist. I am not racist.
Can we agree
I think
that
everyone.
Listen, at the bare minimum, can we agree that your repost is racist?
No, that was probably an accidental repost. There is a spot where your thumb can go and repost it. You don't have like a confirm a repost.
Listen,
you can't repost and then confirm it.
I'm going to be honest. I would be more sympathetic to the statement, "Oh, it was an accident," if you like weren't up here telling me that I look like a Chinese person, if you
I
weren't
didn't
up
say
here,
whoa.
if you weren't up here telling me that like mass deportation is so awesome, and it's because they all commit crimes, if you weren't up here like perpetuating the idea that like 15% of the population commits 55% of the crimes, and then affirm that you knew that was misinformation. Like for all the stars to align is very unlikely. For all the
No,
stars to align, to have somebody that is knowingly, apparently knowingly perpetuating racist misinformation, telling me I look like I'm fucking Chinese. I still don't know how to take that one. That one was just strange, especially because it
you
was
don't
dubbing. It was about the
Chinese.
dub. That one was just the dubbing. That was a
Can you give
weird
me
comment.
60
And,
seconds to
then about like
respond?
the immigrants committing all the crimes. And for that to align with an accidental
You're trying
repost
to
saying that you agree
assassinate
with
my
the
character
sentiment of
right
like hating
now.
black people, I'm just describing the facts.
No, you're not. You don't look Chinese. I was saying that your video was lagging compared to your audio. And you were like, what are you talking
You
about?
said that
So I
was
tried
like
to
I
give you
looked Chinese
something that
because
you
it was
can.
lagging. That one was just weird. That one was like
Yeah.
that one was that one
So
was weird.
so with that, I'm just fuck it. You're stupid, right? And that's why you said that. So Dean,
What are you
what she was
talking
trying to speak to, yeah, quiet. What she was speaking to was the older kung fu movies around the same time where there was rampant xenophobia within Hollywood, and they perpetuated like certain stereotypes. You can even talk about black exploitation films and things like that. Regardless, it was a really bad dubbing where you could watch like the old kung fu movies where their mouth would be moving and there would be no words, and then the words would pick up or whatever, whatever. But she's not emotionally intelligent enough to understand that, like, hey, that was rooted in xenophobia. You should not be perpetuating that, and that's not something you should come on live saying. You're stupid.
Well,
Anyway,
I
go ahead.
mean, you just said that it was in kung fu movies. That's a good
Yes, that was
relation to
steeped. It
explain the
was steeped
situation.
in xenophobia. It's from the fucking 70s. It's from the 70s, around the same time as black exploitation films. Back when they used to say dynamite and they used to wear bell bottoms. It's the
Okay.
same thing.
All right, Santana, can I ask you for some help?
No, 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 no. You can't. No, I
Dean, can I
refuse.
ask you for some help
Absolutely. No, no.
on
Are
how
you
to
white?
explain
Are
something?
you no, no, no. Are you white?
Why are you asking my
Yes or no?
color?
Just simple question. Are you white?
No.
Then what's your race?
Why would you want to know my race?
Why are you lying?
Well, why would I be lying?
Listen, now I'm curious. Like,
I'm a mix.
okay,
What the
like
fuck? So are you a puppy? What do you mean you're mixed? Are you biracial?
Why are you asking me what color I am? What if I was asking you what color you are?
he
A
would
Would you
black man.
he
Answer.
would say
Answer.
black. like what's what? That was a bad example. He would say black.
okay?
So what race are you?
People would see me and they would say that I look Caucasian.
Okay, so you're a white woman because you present as a white woman, so you're a white woman. So yeah, don't ask black people to help you when it comes to racism. Actually, go educate
Why?
yourself
So I can't.
because you
That's
should
racist
because
itself.
no, it's not. You don't
You
understand
should be
race
able
nor
to ask
racism.
anybody.
You don't understand race nor racism. You don't need black people to labor for you as far as your deconstruction. So if you want to actually become someone who's anti-racist, if you want to actually deal with those things, then maybe you should go educate yourself, or maybe you should find someone who is also deconstructing and actually get feedback from them before you go to a black person and say, "Hey, can you help me not be racist?" It doesn't work that way.
I
It
wasn't
doesn't work that
asking
way.
about racism. I wasn't. Hey, Dean, how would you explain a video where someone's words were not matching with the video? And if you said my words like that and you wanted to
I
find
would say
something to compare
I'd
to,
say poorly dubbed.
poorly dubbed. I'm 40. I'm not right. I'm not really like
And that's why I
with
said you're
those
stupid
things.
and you reported. That's why I
Here's
said you're
Yeah.
stupid and I
Listen.
let you have
Listen.
that.
Yeah, that one.
I'm
Listen,
actually very
being like
educated.
no, being like super fair. That was a pretty like stupid remark. Like that. I'm being as fair as possible. Like that was pretty stupid. I'm
Even
really trying to
Santana
be
said
fair.
it was kung fu. What is kung fu? Like a kung fu movie. Is
You
that
said
not
you
comparing?
told Dean you look Chinese. That
I did
was
not tell him he
stupid.
looked Chinese.
I
You
He
did.
did not
literally
look
have been
You
Chinese.
did.
listening the whole time. You said that. You
I
said
said
you
his
look
video
Chinese.
was what the fudge?
That's why Dean said, "Why would you
Well, you
say
know
that?"
what?
It was
I've
so
talked to Dean
ridiculous.
like 5 times. Never one of those times have I ever thought that he was Chinese, Japanese, not even part of it. I was trying to make a comparison to what his video was doing on my screen. It looked like a video where Chinese people were delayed talking. Or, as you refer to it, Santana, Kung Fu. You guys are trying to assassinate my character right
Kung
now.
Fu is a type of martial arts. There used to be Kung Fu movies. Kung Fu movies in the 70s that were steeped in xenophobia had bad dubbing. As Dean said, you could say bad dubbing, or you can just say you have a lag. The point is,
Yeah,
the
yeah, you
reason
have
why I
a
said you're
lag.
stupid,
I did say you have a
exactly.
lag. You can
No,
rewind it.
you didn't.
You can Dean, you got this on YouTube. Rewind it, please.
Listen,
Please stop telling me I'm
listen,
lying about
listen,
that
listen,
because I'm
listen,
not.
listen, listen.
Can
You're
we please
saying
talk
that
about
you're saying that
politics
we're trying to assassinate your
and stop
character.
assassinating my character?
I'm not.
Politics is
Listen,
what we're here
listen,
for.
listen. It's kind of dumb to look at somebody who is has a delay between their voice and their mouth moving and say that they look Chinese because you've seen a poorly
never.
dubbed Chinese film before. Like,
Hey, Dean, if you can go
listen,
back.
if my mom said that, I'd say that was stupid. If my liberal friend said that, I would say that was stupid. If
I will
you
pay you
say that,
$100 if you can go back and find the clip to where I say, Dean, you look like you are Chinese. I will give you $100.
Sure,
I
I'll take
did
that bet.
not say that.
I'll take
I
that
ain't
bet. Don't
betting you,
worry.
Santana.
Why?
I'm not
Because you know
paying
I'm
you
right.
anything. No, you aren't going to
I
help
literally
me.
heard. No.
You said
I
you
will
weren't.
take that
Don't
100. You know
ask me
what?
to help
I will take
you.
that
No, Dean,
$100 bet from you.
that's your bet.
I will take that $100 bet from you because I've been
Okay,
listening
sure.
this
You can go
entire
ahead
time.
and find the
Cool.
70%
evidence,
chance.
but you're
It
not
has
getting the
70.
money sticks.
okay, we're
I'll
gonna
give
do
it
it
to
right now.
Dean. Okay. There are other people
100 days, and we'll see who runs out first.
campaigning that this movie.
Was executive order
support
number 141?
Trump
No. Was legal
own program.
to gracious. What world are we living in? What world are we living in? What world are we living in? Hey, do you support Trump? Bite the bullet. You're in the stream.
Yes,
You do.
I am. Again.
Okay. All right. I'd love for you to pick up maybe where the last guest
You're
left off.
lagging.
No, you're lagging.
You're lagging pretty bad on me.
You're lagging.
I mean, like your voice is like not moving with you look like a Chinese person.
What?
Oh God. Your lips. I guess it's my phone. I don't
You
know.
owe both
That's
of us
not what I
$100.
meant. Oh my God.
But it's what you said. You
This is
literally
what I
said that. That's
said,
what we've been
dude.
saying.
I'm so sorry, Dean. That I owe you $100, but that is not what I meant. You don't look like you're a Chinese
Hey,
guy. So you
hey,
got blue eyes, right? You got blue eyes? Do you? I don't know. I mean, like
hey,
you
hey, Cash App, PayPal,
everybody in
Venmo.
the
Hey, bite the bullet. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All of the pay links are in our bio. Dean's is on his screen. Mine is in my bio. Santana speaks for you. We're both waiting on our $100 each.
What the fuck do you
I
mean
already
do I
told
have
you that
blue
I'm not
eyes?
paying you, Santana.
You literally
Santana,
just
you
said,
said
yes, Santana, you can do it too. You said that. Before Dean played it, you agreed. Oh, fucking.
no. I told you I wasn't going to pay you $100.
What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, why
You
would
have
I pay
You
you
blue
literally
eyes?
said
$100?
that.
You said
You
I won't
literally
help
said that.
you.
You literally said yes.
Well, I will give you that $100, Dean. Santana,
Hey, double or
since you
nothing.
won't
Double or
help,
nothing. Double or nothing. If you double or
you can
nothing, if
kiss
you
my
didn't say
ass,
that.
bro. I don't
Exactly.
care.
Exactly.
You told me I'm black. I'm not going to help you. Why would I want to
Yeah.
send you $100?
Because you made a bet, but then now you're backing out
No,
of
I
your bet
said that you
because
can go back and
your
pay it.
word means nothing.
You understand
You'll
that I
find
called you stupid, right?
you called me stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you call a lot of people stupid. You actually assassinate a lot of people's characters. Sometimes me and you, we actually have some respectable debates. This had really went sideways. We didn't even really talk about politics. We
Hey.
were on the point of immigration.
Hey, I want to see. Hey, instead of sending me $100, because you owe me that, right? You admit that?
Right.
Instead of sending me $100, instead, you could send Santana $75.
No.
Instead of sending me $100, you can send Santana $50.
Why would I want to help somebody who wouldn't? First of all, it's not helping because it's a
Wait,
bet. But he told me
wait.
he's black, so
So
he's not going to
wait,
help me.
wait. So are
I
you more
asked,
willing? You're willing to lose out on money versus not be racist. You're willing to lose out on money instead of
live is
not being racist.
restricted. They're restricted.
I gotta remove
Negative
her.
stereotypes. Yeah.
Yeah, please avoid promoting negative stereotypes and generalizations about other groups of people. You know what?
Yeah.
I rarely see the TikTok warnings get it right. I'll say this one was spot on. I will say that one's spot on. Dude, she was loony. Yeah, I mean, that's so crazy. That was crazy, man. She's gone. We're gonna move on to the next guest. The guests on the stream today, Santana, have been like insane.
Bro, I've been listening the whole time. I've been listening for the last hour and a half or so.
Yeah.
So I've heard them.
Yeah.
I just want to say a quick couple of thank yous, and I'm gonna get out of your way because I still have to do some other stuff. So, I was literally just listening and like, what is this lady talking about?
No worries. While Santana's saying a couple thank yous, guys, hop in that queue of you support Trump. I'll get you up here.
Joshua, thank you for the 10. Yes, she was literally talking about black fatigue. Quana, thank you for the 20, for the coffee, L energy drink, whatever you need to reset from this racist woman. Yes, it's Kiana. I'm sorry, Kiana. That's how you pronounce it. Thank you for doing that phonetically. And Lisa, thank you so much for the $15. So I appreciate everyone. And Dina, I appreciate you as well. I'm gonna get out of here, bro.
I mean, I appreciate you for joining, man. Feel free to join like whenever you want to. I enjoy having you up here.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
You take care, man. You take care. Also, bite the bullet if you're still watching. You owe me $100. My Venmo, my PayPal are in the link tree in the bio, as well as they're like right on top of the phone screen. You owe me $100. So you should send that like right now because you owe me that. You made the bet. You owe me the $100. So you need to pay up. You need to pay up. Right now. You need to pay up right now. Okay? We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute. Zach with the $10 on Super Chat saying I'm 41 and I've never used my age as an excuse to be racist. Yeah. You'd assume it's common sense. John with the $5. Thank you so much. Alien with a 2. Maxwell with a 2. And James with the $5 as well. And then Zach with another $20 over on Super Chat saying, quote unquote, I'm not racist. Here's some racism. Shoes off the walls, man. We got her out of here. She was so racist. Even like fucking TikTok gave a message saying don't promote racial stereotypes. Even like TikTok. I've never seen TikTok do that before. I'm not gonna lie. I've literally never seen TikTok do that before. Crunchy with the $10 on Super Chat. Thank you. Nessie with the $10 and then Ryan with the 10 pounds. Thank you, you guys. I appreciate you guys so much for the love over on Super Chat. If you are watching over on TikTok, you guys, apparently she just sent a rose. Send $100 right now to the V or the P. Welcome in. Do you support Trump? No, she left. Go to put a MAGA with your age down below in that chat and only hop in that queue if and only if you are MAGA and you support Trump. I'll happily get you up here. Nina, thank you for the $25 over on Venmo. Thank you, Nina. Guys, let's get 250 Nina W. Seriously, thank you so much. Nina said she just keeps digging herself into a deeper hole. Yup. As well as Naughty with the $10 as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I'm really sorry to hear that has happened to you. I read your message. I'm really sorry to hear about that. As well as Tammy with the $10 saying currently visiting Colorado for Michigan and I love it here. Oh, let's go. It is pretty nice in CO. I love it here too. Let me tell you. As well as Tava with the $20 saying I love you, Dean. I don't know how you put up with these people. Man, it's rough, but I've gotten used to it. Josh with the $10 saying pleasantly surprised to hear you on the I've Had It podcast. I really enjoyed going on there. Tava with another $5. They'll pay for the therapy. Anya with a 5 and Show with a 3. Thank you guys. Okay, welcome in. What's going on? Do you support Trump? Panda?
Sorry. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi. Do you support Trump?
Hi. No, actually, I don't.
Based. Moving on to the next guest. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in the queue, up in the box if you support Trump. Up in the box. Let's go. Welcome in. Are you MAGA?
So basically, the guy
Basically,
in the profile photo is Goob.
that
And
is
eventually,
Scoob.
it's revealed that he's actually the man in the bowler hat.
Oh, very nice. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I got nothing. I just thought this be funny. I'm high as fuck.
Okay, you enjoy the rest of your evening. Let's go to move on to the next guest right now. We got Zavis loaded up into the box. Guys, give us a minute. Yo, Q, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, saying we could see the warning on your live. Not sure if you need a restart. No, I don't need a restart because of the warning. Not those types of warnings. I'm all good. I'm all good. We're going to move on to the next guest. Show some love to Q down below for the $10 though. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Is Parker gonna run on your account?
No, my accounts are banned. Are you MAGA?
No, I just want to ask you a question. Sorry.
Banned! Keep in mind, we are banning people that don't support Trump. You know. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Are you MAGA? Just Star. Are you MAGA? Please respond to me. No, guess not. Moving on to Kyle. Here we go, everyone. Yeah, we are on Parker's account. Because mine got banned again. Again. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Let me tell you. It's ridiculous. All right, guys, we're going to go down to no tolerance. We're at no tolerance right now. If you joined up. Oh, wrong one. If you join up and you're not MAGA, you're going to get banned. Take a good look at the rules before you decide that you want to join. They're in the middle of your phone screen. Please follow them right now. We have 8.2 thousand people watching the live, but for whatever reason, we only have 20 guest requests. Good Lord. Good Lord. Good Lord. Hi. Do you support Trump? Then you're going to get banned. Look at that. Rule breakers get banned. Please stop breaking the rules. Please. Please. Bill left. Moving on to the next guest, guys. Follow the rules. Please. Banned on Parker's account? Yup. Now you won't be able to enjoy Parker's lives.
Banned on Parker's account?
Hi, are you MAGA?
Dean, I love you. You're so amazing.
Thank you for the love, but you just got banned and you will never see me ever again. I'm sorry. I am really sorry. I feel terribly bad. But I said no tolerance. No tolerance, man. No tolerance. Hi, do you support Trump? Joy, thank you for the $2 on PayPal. You got about 5 seconds before you get banned too. Banned. Moving on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. It's going to get that next guest loaded into the box. I hate to ban people. I really do. It's not fun. But we're going to be banning everybody that breaks the rules today. Hi, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do. Do you hear me perfectly fine?
I sure do. Why do you have a picture of me and Parker as your profile picture?
Well, that's because I'm actually on my friend's account. He wanted me to debate you because he's a Democrat. He wanted to do immigration, and I know you're pretty familiar with that because I've seen
How
you
old are
on
you?
various other 18. Why?
What year were you born in?
I was born 2006. Is that a problem?
You can't be 18 born in 06. Actually, let me do the math. No, you can. What month were you born in?
December 7th.
Okay, you'd still be 18. Okay. Let's see what you got. Please just promise me that you're not trolling. Like, if you're not actually a Trump supporter, will you just tell me?
Like I am, and that's why I'm here to debate you on immigration.
Okay, you promise?
Yeah, I promise. And
Okay, why do you support
here,
the
let
orange
me get
fascists?
to the question. Huh?
Why do you
Sorry?
support the orange fascists? Mr. Trump is president?
Well, it's mainly because of the certain policies he brought to, let's say, his immigration laws. He's brought many criminals out of the country, and that's like typically speaking because let's say Harris and Biden haven't done a lot on that part, and that's why I've kind of gone to seeing that it was a good thing that they're finally getting many of them out. And I know it's a good thing because I've had various other family members that have been suffering from that as a problem. We had a break-in like not too long ago. It was around, let's say, June. Yeah, June. Like, is there anything specific you want me to name, or?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that you weren't done talking. So you're telling us that you support mass deportation because you think that undocumented immigrants are criminals that break into houses, right?
Uh, Basically, yes. And
Yeah. Are you a natural
it's
U.S. born
criminals that
citizen?
have been committed. Huh? Sorry?
Are you a natural U.S. born citizen?
Yes.
You're 3 times more likely to commit a crime by breaking into somebody's house than an undocumented immigrant. Should we deport you first?
No, because I haven't committed the crime. So
Oh, okay. So you're saying that we shouldn't deport
how would I
undocumented
know?
immigrants that haven't committed like crimes inside of the country? I agree. That's mass amnesty.
Like that? Now you're twisting the words, because we're talking about criminals here, not about generalization about different people.
So you're pretty like tough on criminals.
Yes, because
Then why did you
would
put one in the Oval Office?
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I have no counter for that. That's actually pretty fair.
Okay. Anything else you want to go over?
Yeah, just one more question on abortion. Like, can I ask the question?
Are you pro-life?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is that?
Like on certain circumstances, though,
Okay,
because
like in
I'm
elective
not like.
circumstances?
Yeah, like I would allow it, like let's say for various other reasons, like if it were rape, if
So,
it
so why do you
were
think it should be banned in elective circumstances?
because using it as a like means to have like birth control, or let's say means to use it for genetic
So why is women
genetics.
controlling birth wrong? Can we just like think about it? Like birth is a biological process that would take place inside of the body of the woman.
It begins at
and would,
conception.
so why are women wanting to control birth? Why is that wrong?
It's wrong necessarily because you're looking at a human life here. You're looking at
Okay, so you're just telling me
something
that it's like
has
murder
a
to kill,
heartbeat.
so it has a heartbeat.
Yes, it does.
So before it has
And,
a heartbeat, you don't think it's wrong to kill it?
like at that point, it would be using the pill for that. So like you're not killing like a individual if they don't have like any properties that indicate that they're alive yet, because
You
at
think, wait. So
conception.
you don't think it's alive
Yeah.
until it has a heartbeat?
Necessarily.
Can we agree that organic biological material can exist in 1 of 2 states? It's either alive or dead.
That's it's pretty complicated then.
Can we agree or do we disagree? Organic biological material can only exist in 2 states: alive and dead.
Yeah, I think we can.
Okay, and then you said it is alive the moment it gains a heartbeat, meaning that it's dead before it has a heartbeat, yet it's growing. So are we all just zombies?
No, no,
No,
we're
but
not,
I thought
because-
a zombie was going from being dead to alive, and you're telling me it goes from being dead before 7 weeks before the heartbeat to being alive at 8 weeks with a heartbeat. So we're all just zombies.
No, but that's also like including like brain waves and like different other factors that not just also conclude to only a heartbeat. Because yes, I did mention a heartbeat specifically, but
So when does life
from what
start?
I was at conception.
But I thought you just told me it started at the heartbeat.
No, like that's when I mentioned like that is when like we can
No, wait, you just said
begin
no. You
using
just said that you
property.
didn't say that. You did say that. I'll go ahead and roll it back because you did say that.
Video where Chinese people were delayed
One
talking.
second. Can we just like think about it? Like birth is a biological process that would take place inside of the body of the woman.
It begins at
and would,
conception.
So why are women wanting to control birth? Why is that wrong? YouTube just crashed. Give me a second.
Oh.
Oh my God. Sorry, chat. Biological process that would take place. Why, so you're just telling me that it's like murder to kill, so it has a heartbeat.
Yes, it does.
So before it has a heartbeat, you don't think it's wrong to kill it?
Like at that point, it would be using the pill for that. So like you're not killing like a individual if they don't have like any properties that indicate that they're alive yet.
So you did say that life starts at the heartbeat.
I guess you can basically put it there.
But you just told me that life begins at conception.
But I'm talking about like the process of beginning to go to those stages.
So is that when life starts, or is it not when life starts?
Like not when life starts.
So life doesn't start at conception.
No, like in conception is when it begins, like going to that process.
Wait, what begins? How can it begin to go through any process if it's not alive?
Well, like, how do you think that the sperm would even like get there? Obviously, like
because the sperm is alive.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to mention, that it has a followed path. Like
So
obviously,
but no, you're saying that it's dead, right? So is it dead at the moment of conception?
No.
So it's alive, because we already agreed that organic material can only be alive or dead. So if it's not dead, then it's alive, but you just said it wasn't alive.
I think I might have a lot to rethink here.
Yeah. Like, this is 9th grade biology. If you can't understand 9th grade biology, you shouldn't be voting for legislation to infringe upon women and girls' access to healthcare.
True. To be fair, I didn't like vote yet or anything. I didn't go to the offices. Because by the time I got to 18,
Even support.
obviously,
You shouldn't support banning women's access to healthcare if you don't even understand 9th grade biology about said access to healthcare.
All right. So then what would you recommend me to view, and then what would you recommend me to learn
Yeah,
more
I'll give you a
about
really good recommendation. Stay the fuck out of women's access to healthcare and do a little bit research on the side, so by the time you get, I guess are you straight?
Yes.
So by the time you get your first girlfriend, you'll understand the bare
First
essentials
girlfriend?
about her body. Stay the
So
fuck out of
what
women's
does
access to
that have to do
healthcare
with
and
a
do some research on the
recommendation?
side, so when you get your first girlfriend, you will understand the bare essentials about her body. That's all.
Wait, but
I feel like
getting
that's the
a
best
girlfriend
recommendation I
have
could
to
give to
do
you.
with anything, though?
What's that?
Like what does getting a girlfriend have to do with any of this?
Oh yeah, for sure,
Because
right? Because it is a good boyfriend thing to do to understand the bare essentials about the female anatomy. Right?
True, but not all women
like,
believe
you
in
should
these
you should
specifics
understand
of
the bare essentials about female anatomy. The bare essentials about the process of ovulation and beginning stages of pregnancy if you're going to have a partner. I mean I feel like that's just such a fair recommendation.
Sure, but you can also learn it through different various websites on
Right, I'm
the
telling you
internet.
should do that research before you get the girlfriend.
But what if I had one now, which I do?
Well, then you should really fucking hop too.
All right. Like, just before I go, because there's a lot more people on the live that are waiting.
We're going to go and hop on to the next guest. Here we go. I feel like that's like a very decent gentleman thing to do, is to understand the bare essentials about, if you're straight, to understand the bare essentials about the female anatomy, about ovulation, periods and pregnancy. Just understanding the bare essentials about those things is a very good gentleman thing to do. So that's my very fair, non-political recommendation to you. Welcome in, Triz. Oh, Triz left. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everyone just give us a minute. Hop in that queue of you Sport Trump. I'd love to load you up here. As well as I have two big shout outs here. So first and foremost, this came in like an hour ago, and I'm sorry that I didn't see it. But Mr. J, dude, Jay, thank you so much for the $100 over on PayPal. Oh my goodness. Jay, it's so good to see you again. I hope that you've been doing well, Jay, and thank you so much for the $100. Jay says, just sat back and watched you and Parker figure the stuff out. When you did, I did a fist pump in the air and I yelled, I knew they could do this, to no one in particular. And don't get me started on that one guy yesterday who came onto your stream and compared you and Parker's energy. Both of you guys remain the debate rockers of my lifetime. Love always. Yeah, so that's like a donation like from literally 2 hours ago. Jay, I'm literally so sorry that I didn't see it until now. I feel really bad. If we could all please show some extra love to Jay in the live chats, it would mean the world to me. As well as that's just so much money. Thank you for the $100. As well as Mia. Mia, thank you for the $100 over on PayPal as well. Holy crap. Thank you, Mia. Mia, with 100 big ones, says, I love what you do, and these people don't have brain cells. Keep on doing what you're doing. Dude, I love you. Thank you so much, Mia and Jay. If everybody watching can please show some very special love to me and Jay in the comment sections, it would mean so much to me. Just thank you. Just thank you. It is really meaningful. Thank you. Also, somebody just said something cool in my comment section. They said, Dean, you don't need to say straight. It's everyone's responsibility. You know, actually, I agree with that. I shouldn't have asked that guy if he was straight. Regardless of who you're attracted to, you should know the bare essentials about the female anatomy. Good correction. Hey, now Erica, welcome in. Do you support Trump? Nope. By the way, oh, wait, actually, this is going to be quick. She's only going to be up here for like 30 seconds, max. Where's my $100?
I don't use Venmo or PayPal.
You don't?
I have one. No, I don't.
So do you use Cash App?
Yep.
Okay, really? Because guess what?
Yeah.
In my link tree, right... Give me a second. 5, 4. Right now, under the Venmo and Cash App, you could find my Cash App on my link tree right now.
Okay, so I don't know what that means.
Okay. Well, so it's a link in my bio. It's where you could see all my links. You can see it links you
so I
to
just
my
go to your
PayPal,
profile?
my Venmo, and my Cash App. Yeah.
Okay,
It's the cash
hey.
sign Dean Debates. DeanDebates.
Okay. Well, I do want you to know that I
Whoa. Just
wasn't
like quick.
calling
Just
you.
quickly. Can you pay the
I wasn't
$100
calling
first?
you an Asian person. Yeah. Yeah, I can.
100 right now. Could you do that?
Let's see here.
Oh, in fact, I'll even put it up on screen for you, because you said Cash App, right? You said Cash App, right? So if you come back to the TikTok live, you'll be able to say it. You'll be able to see it right there. Jessica, I appreciate you for the $5 over on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love, Jess. As well, Serenity, thank you for the 10. Serenity says, Dean, you have done great work for people like me who are fed up with MAGA but cannot articulate an argument without crashing out from the absolute incompetence MAGA has. Thank you for being a voice for us. Well, thank you for being here, Serenity. And I try my best to maintain my patience, but it is difficult at times. As well as Jessica, thank you once again with the $5. Okay. So by the way, guess I can't hear you because you're on pause, but if you want to know what like precisely my Cash App is, it is literally floating in the middle of the screen right now on TikTok. Just $100 right there. Take a good look. There you go. You came back and you left again. Take a good look. Yo, Alexandria with the $2 on Cash App for quote unquote owning the racist. Thank you so much. Ryan, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo, and Jillian with the $10 on YouTube Super Chat. Jillian says it's a 1 plus 2 zeros. Let's see if she does it. Yo, Dylan, thank you for the $10 over on Cash App, saying love you. I love you too, Dylan. Thank you for the 10. Then Aiden with a $1 saying hello. Hello, Aiden. She hasn't done it yet. She hasn't done it yet. Chat, I have a plan. I have a plan. I have a plan, chat. I have a plan. You haven't done it yet? While she's doing that, we'll go ahead and get another Trump supporter up in here just to talk to in the meantime.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
Hi. Hi.
So there's 3 people that look like you. I don't want to send it to the wrong one. I've typed in the $ capital DEAN capital DEBATES, and it's not allowing me to send it, but there are 3 other people
It won't allow you to send it?
Well, it's so my $100 send is not turning green. It's gray still, as if I'm missing information. No, I'm going to send it to you, but I'm just telling you, I don't want to send it to the wrong person.
It's the account of it's just Dean
What's
Debates.
your picture?
What's
your picture?
It's just literally Dean Debates. It's a picture of me sitting in my car, looking like this, with a blazer on. Let's see if we could zoom in here on the picture. If you're just stumbling into the live, she owes me $100. It's that one. It's just me looking to the side. I understand you could probably barely see it, but still, yeah.
Sent it.
Damn, she did send it. How would you feel if I sent 50 of that to Santana?
You can do whatever you feel like doing with it, but I mean, for him to say that he wasn't going to help me with a question, I wanted to know how I can word something differently. I want to be able to grow and learn, but I don't want to help someone. I don't want to send something to someone who says they're not going to help. Like, everybody here wants to grow.
I appreciate you for being true to your word. Now get the fuck out of my life. We're gonna move on to the next guest. She actually did it. She actually did it, chat. I need to let Santana know I got $50 for him. Yo, I got $50 for you. just set up the text. Just set up the text, chat. Literally just set up the text. Yo, I got $50 for you. Oh man. All right, we're gonna move on to the next guest. I'm really surprised that she actually did it. That's impressive. Jessica, I appreciate you for the $5 on Venmo saying, oh, and fuck Donald Trump. Yo, so real. Sarah with a $10 saying, because I watch you every day, keeping you and fighting for the right side of history. Thank you, Sarah. Jessica with the $5. I appreciate you so much for the love. Then Nancy with a $25 saying, as a biology major who works in healthcare, I appreciate you trying to educate the idiots who know nothing. Dude, that last guy literally knew nothing. Ryan and Jessica, once again, I appreciate you both for the 5. Serenity with a 10. Thank you. Then M with a 5 on Cash App. Amber with a 5 on Cash App. Then Amy with a $10. Thank you so much for the love, Amy. You guys are awesome. Thank you all so much for the love. Then Dylan with a $10 for here's another 10 while you wait for the 100. No, she actually sent it. I'm being dead serious. She sent the 100. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you for the love on Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. If you want to support me on either 3 of those, you can find them in the link tree in the bio. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Nope.
Okay. Goodbye. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute, y'all, while we work on getting that next guest loaded up into the live stream. Let's go ahead and see what they have to say. Yo, for people saying in the chat, she paid $100 to try and talk to you and you booted her. You're coming in late. We had her up for like 40 minutes. Glinda, thank you for the $10 over on Cash App. I really appreciate you for that love. Thank you, Glinda. Let's go ahead and try to load up that next Trump supporter right now, though. As well as XAN. Thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Thank you, XAN. That's very kind of you. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Well, I did peanut butter and jellies because, like, I wanted something to eat at night.
Well, I don't think she knows that she's on the live. All right, we're going to move on to the next guest, everybody. Josie, thank you for the $5 on Venmo asking what happened with the wedding drama. So husband reached out to my girlfriend, or husband-to-be reached out to my girlfriend, said that he finally saw the screenshots of the communications that we had years ago. And he said that he had a grossly different interpretation of what had happened. And after reading the screenshots, he now understands that he was the issue. He apologized profusely and just made it clear that we're both invited. Yeah. Logan, I sent you an invite to unmute. Also, I just want to say this to the last guest, whatever her name was, bite the bullet. If you're seriously curious and like learning about how to like deconstruct, maybe some of the racist things that you believe in, etc. She just requested a refund. If you're seriously interested in learning about how to deconstruct some of the racist things that you believe in, you should tune in to a bunch of great creators on TikTok. There's a bunch of great creators. Santana's one of them. There's also people like Athena, and a whole lot of other people, as well as myself. Obviously, I think that other creators are going to be significantly more educated than I am, especially as it comes to racism, especially black creators. But I mean, these are all forces that can help push you in the right direction. Just if you're genuinely interested. Because I do believe in offering.
Good evening, brother. How you
Welcome
doing? Good evening, everybody.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I do believe in offering individuals like pathways to like deconstruct their bigoted belief. And that's kind of like obviously the reason I do what I do. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, for sure. I support Trump.
Okay. How old are you?
I think that I'm 30 years old.
Okay. And you support Trump. Why is that?
I think what he's done internationally is good. I think it's good what he's done with Cuba, meeting with Kim Jong-un in North Korea, him trying to stop the conflict in Ukraine, inviting both the leaders for talks.
Yeah, I think that he's been a little bit of a dud on Russia and Ukraine. I think that he's finally started to get with the program, though. I will say, I think he's finally started to get with the program. But getting with the program has now just been conceding to what the Democrats wanted all along, right? So he stopped funding to Ukraine on day one, right? And then like 175 days into his presidency on July 11th, he resumed it because he realized that actually put more pressure onto Russia into accepting a fair peace agreement and ending the war, right? But like all this is predicated on him originally advocating against that notion, but then being proven wrong because Russia just inflamed their fight against Ukraine, dropped more bombs, killed more people, and so on. He conceded to what the Democrats wanted all along. You should be looking at the Democrats and saying thank you.
Oh, like if you're asking me, I think both the Democrats and Republicans are idiots. But if I have to choose somebody, then I would definitely choose Trump over Joe Biden. But
I think that you're the idiot then, because you're telling me that Donald Trump
Can I just finish?
is
Sorry.
the better option for taking the Democrats' plans after fighting so hard against it for the last 200 days.
I mean, the Democrats and the Republicans are both warmongers.
This doesn't change what I'm saying, though. What I'm saying is that the Democrats' plan all along was to continue to put more international pressure on Russia into ending the war by helping Ukraine. Donald Trump ran on doing the opposite. He did do the opposite. Ukraine was hit harder. Global tensions were inflamed. Then 175 days into his presidency, he conceded that his plan was shit and resumed the funding, doing exactly what the Democrats wanted to do all along. Why won't you respond to that?
Well, I don't think that anybody should be funding and putting any money towards wars. Obama did the same thing. Joe Biden did the same thing. The Democrats aren't any better at funding foreign wars, and I think
we absolutely should be sending money to Ukraine. It is not only moral, but it's strategic.
You think America should be sending money to other countries in order to unalive people?
I think we should absolutely be sending money to Ukraine. 110%. It's a no fucking brainer.
But you think you're saying that America should send money to Ukraine. I just want you to tell me, do you want America to send money to Ukraine for weapons?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
You want money to send America to Ukraine for them to unalive people. That's okay with you.
Yeah, so about 3 weeks ago, I had a stalker shoot a BB gun at me and my girlfriend when we were out and driving. My dad's response to that was to give me a shotgun for self-defense. Did he do something wrong, knowing that I may one day have to use that shotgun against a stalker that breaks into my house at night?
Sorry, you're talking about gun rights. So
Can you tell
you
me?
think
Can you tell me my dad did something wrong?
I think it's okay for America to support countries
You're
using
not
food
answering
and
my
other.
question. You're not answering my question.
What? Tell me your question again.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I had some like crazy lunatic shoot a BB gun at me and my girlfriend when we were driving in my car. In response to that, my dad gave me a shotgun for like self-defense.
You're driving to your car?
If I no driving in my car. If I was to
Oh.
use that shotgun that my dad gave me in self-defense and like kill a home invader, do you think my dad would have been doing something wrong by giving me that shotgun?
Well, you said you were driving in your car and somebody shot a BB gun at you, so I don't know how you would be affected by that.
What?
I don't understand. You said that you were driving in your car and somebody shot a BB gun at you.
Right.
So how would that hit you?
Because
How was
my
that
windows were
How was that a
down.
home invasion? It's not a home invasion when you're driving in your car.
Right, but what it demonstrated is there's a lot of really crazy people that live in my town that really don't like me. Right? So in response to that, my dad gave me a shotgun to prevent a crazy stalker from coming into my house and trying some even crazier shit. So would it
Yeah,
be
that
wrong if I use that shotgun in an act of self-defense? Would it be wrong for my dad to give me that shotgun in the first place?
it depends to what extent that self-defense is. If you're driving in a car and somebody's shooting a BB gun at you, I assume it's not doing anything. But if somebody breaks into your home and you use that shotgun, then I don't think
Right.
there's a
That's
problem.
why I didn't say my dad gave me a shotgun. So next time somebody shoots a BB gun at me while I'm in my car, I fucking kabloom, I fucking take them out. But rather, if like a crazier stalker invades my home, this was all prefaced in the original question.
Yeah, but I just don't agree with America sending
Ah, so
weapons.
then you're still not answering the question. Wow.
I've answered the question. I've said that
No,
if you're driving in your car,
did my dad do something right or wrong by giving me that shotgun?
I don't. It was wrong that he gave you that shotgun.
It was wrong?
Yes,
Why?
because you're
Tell
not
me
responding
why.
proportionally. Because you're not responding proportionally to it. If somebody attacks you with fists and you use a knife, that's wrong. If somebody attacks you with a knife and use a gun, that's wrong. I think the response should be proportionate.
So you
If
think if
somebody's
like some
attacking you
crazy
with a BB
stalker
gun,
broke into my house and threatened me and my girlfriend's life, I would be in the wrong for taking them out with a shotgun?
no, but I think that if somebody's shooting you at a BB gun
Oh.
in a car and your dad gives you a shotgun, yes, I think he's wrong.
See, that was such a
But
that
if
was such
somebody
listen,
invades your house,
that was such a stupid response that everybody watching right now could tell you exactly why. I don't even need to tell you, right? Because this has kind of been gone over already like 3 times. Like, are the people that I talk to on live just like not even sentient, right?
yeah,
As
they're not saying-
I already repeated, he didn't give me that shotgun to use against somebody shooting a BB gun at me in my car. He gave me that shotgun to use as a tool of home defense if a crazier stalker broke into my house and threatened the life of me and my girlfriend.
Okay, but people don't just go in houses to threaten lives, right? That doesn't happen very often. They might be going in your house because they want money or food or something. So I think that's definitely overkill. And there's two different types of things, right? The Ukraine-Russia issue it's a completely different analogy.
So the
If you're
question was
using-
literally, if I use that shotgun to unalive a home invader that was threatening my life.
Yeah, but like I'm talking about a war and you're talking about a house. So you're not
We're
actually
both talking about self-defense. Wow. I'm done with you. I don't know why it took me 25 minutes. That was a little hyperbolic. I don't know why it took me like 10 minutes to just get a response to my question. Dude, some people. Let's see here. Kate, thank you for the $15 over on Venmo saying, remember when you said you were going to take the day off? Lol, love you, man. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you, Kate. I do remember when I said that, and it is not something that I am doing. I'd also like to quickly thank Mary. Thank you for the $20 over on PayPal saying thank you for all that you do. Thank you, Mary. You are awesome. As well as Tuomas, that is Tuomas with the $11 saying, hey, Dean, you've been an insane inspiration to me and hundreds of thousands of others. You're amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Shout out to Mary and Tuomas down below in that chat. As well as Tyrese with the $10 over on Cash App was asking me what flavor my anxiety pin is. Miami Mint. Glinda with the $10 from Lazy Artist. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Glinda. Connor, thank you so much for the $2 on Cash App. And then Dylan for the 10. Thank you, guys. And now I have to turn off Cash App once again because they've already limited me. If you're curious why we don't like typically accept donations over on Cash App, it's because after around 15 of them, Cash App just turns off my ability to receive donations for 24 hours. It's pretty ridiculous. It is pretty ridiculous. Now, listen. We got a restriction on the live. It's not sending out anymore. What should we do? Should we just continue to do debates, or should I just quickly restart so it can send out again? But looking at the queue, we low-key might need to hit that restart. I'm not going to lie. The queue's looking a little empty. Yeah, we should just hit the restart, just so we can find debates. Low-key. Hi, are you MAGA?
Dean, I had a question.
Are you MAGA?
Somewhat.
Somewhat? What does that mean? Like, overall, is Trump a good president?
I think I like him more.
Okay. Yeah, everybody, we're going to go ahead and do a restart, especially just for, like, the safety of Parker's account. We need to be super, like, cautious with Parker's account. I don't want to get Parker's account banned. We're going to go ahead and hit a restart. If you want to know how to come back after the restart, right now hit that follow button. At the end of the day, if you can't follow the instructions that I'm about to give you, you'll at least be able to find me on your following list. So hit that big old follow button in the top left-hand corner. Do that now while I'm explaining the instructions on how to come back after the restart. So once the live ends, right, because I'm going to end the live to do the restart, you will see this pop up on your phone screen. This. Once you see this pop up on the phone screen, click on the profile picture right there. Once you click on the profile picture, you will then be directed to Parker's account page. Parker's account page will look like this. Once you're on his account page, count to 10, refresh, and click on the profile picture again, and you'll be directed into the new live after the restart. The restarts only take about 10 seconds, so I will see you all shortly. Here we go, everybody. I'm feeling pretty chilled out today. Oh, by the way, you guys, I've been back in the gym as of late, and I feel like I've been feeling good. I've been looking good. Just like everything has been good. I've been growing like crazy. Let me tell you guys, I've been growing like crazy. Like in the last 2 weeks of hitting the gym, my compound lifts have already doubled, and I've already gained noticeable size. Oh, and there's such a life hack because that's muscle memory. I hit the gym hard as fuck for about 2.5 years. Then I stopped for 1.5 years, but I still have the I still have that muscle memory from last time when I hit it. So it like literally feels like I'm on steroids just because I'm reenacting that muscle memory from when I was going so hard a couple years ago, which is so cool. All right. Welcome back in for everybody tuning back in on TikTok. I appreciate you for being here. For the first 2.5 thousand of y'all, make sure that we're double tapping away in that phone screen to shout out that live. Y'all already know it. We're going to go ahead and hop back into the debates with the Trump supporters, literally right now, quite frankly. Go ahead and hop in that queue if you're an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump and you want to come up here and debate. We are going to go ahead and load them up right now. We got King Beans spamming MAGA27 down below in that chat. Let's get King Beans loading up in. Somebody in the YouTube chat says in 2 weeks bullshit. I know it sounds like bullshit, but that's just muscle memory for you. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, how old are you?
27.
All right, Mr. King Beans. I'm kind of excited for a conversation. Real quick, Nicholas, thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love. That's incredibly kind of you. Everybody show some love to Nicholas down below in that chat. And hey, Mr. King Beans, take it away. Why do you support Trump?
Well, I think Kamala we would have got a CBDC.
CBDC? What's that?
A central bank digital currency.
With Harris?
Yeah.
I don't think that she would have centralized crypto.
Did you see the last 4 years with Gary Gensler and Biden?
I mean, weren't they notorious for like not imposing guidelines, regulations, or restrictions on it, and how bad that was for the industry?
They were really bad on putting restrictions and suing certain companies that they told them to send in their documentation, and then they would sue them.
Right. No, exactly. They were really bad at putting the government inside of DeFi for like restricting it, regulating it, etc. So what makes you think that Kamala Harris would have centralized DeFi?
Because Gary Gensler would still be there.
Okay. I don't think who the fuck is Gary Gensler?
He's the previous SEC headman.
I don't think that the chairman of the SEC. We already got the live visibility taken away. Woof. I don't think that the chairman of the SEC has the right to centralize a currency.
So, do you know ETHgate?
No, I don't know Ethereum Gate.
So, before Gary Gensler
why did you laugh? Do you know ETHgate?
It was
No.
Bill Hittman. Well, it's just, you know.
Look at this common swine that doesn't know ETHgate. Point and laugh.
It's just a Bill Hinman. He created a statement before Gary Gensler came in, right? He essentially called Ethereum not a security, and then went around and sued Ripple, right?
Okay,
now,
so
Ripple
the
won that
chairman of the
lawsuit,
SEC under Donald Trump's first administration sued Ripple, and this means that the chairman of the SEC under the Biden-Harris administration would have had the right to centralize DeFi. Bro, you're all over the place. What are you yapping about?
We would have had a CBDC, man.
Give the argument.
CBDC is?
Give the argument that we would have had a centralized,
CBDC is the
decentralized
argument.
currency.
Do you want to be able to be forced to, like, you know, the government be like, oh, you have too much McDonald's this week, I'm going to shut that off. That's what a CBDC can do.
Okay, I don't think that
Now,
Kamala Harris would have regulated the amount of money that you could spend at McDonald's.
I'm not saying, you know, I'm just saying that's an example. It's an
Okay, so
example
what's like a realistic example of something that would be going on right now if Harris was elected?
Well, the Genius Act would not be signed into bill.
No, about the
still be the
CBDC.
head of the SEC.
About the CBDC. By the way, the Genius Act was bipartisan and headed by a Democrat. So false.
Oh, I know that. I know
right?
that.
But about the CBDC. Like, if we had the CBDC, what is a realistic example of something we'd be experiencing right now in America?
Just more surveillance like China.
Like what specifically?
See, we're getting an anti-CBDC bill in the Senate.
No, tell me what
which is what we
specific
need.
what specific surveillance would be going on right now if Harris was elected?
It doesn't matter, just surveillance, man.
What surveillance?
On all the cash, dude.
Like checking people's phones for memes about JD Vance if they're immigrating into the country. Oh wait, no, that's a Trump administration. What specific surveillance would we see if Kamala Harris was elected that made you vote for the fascists instead?
You know, just surveillance of cash. Why can't I have private funds? You know, I want to have privacy with my assets.
Bro, your assets are all already surveilled by a great entity of the name of IRS.
You don't even know, dude.
Touch fucking grass. Honestly, you know what? Let me give you the best counter argument yet. Touch grass.
Yeah. Well, the head of this.
Okay. We got to do another restart because we got one of those live restrictions. I'm going to go ahead and assume that all the 4,000 people hanging out with us in here on TikTok already know exactly what you do when we got to restart. Give me 10 seconds. Here we fucking go, y'all. Jesus Christ, bro. TikTok is on me today. TikTok is on me today, chat. It is so bad. Like, seemingly the bans and the flags like aren't as bad on Parker's account as it was on mine. Makes me think that they are explicitly targeting mine. We got the next guest loading up. Well, actually we don't because we just hit the restart. Hi, everybody. Welcome back in. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Hi. For everybody tuning back into TikTok, make sure that we're double tapping away on that same screen. Showing out this live with a handful of friends. Y'all already know it. Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah. We're going to go and hop back into the debates. Just give me a second. I'm sorry if I'm being a little bit lackluster today, too. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit, I'm just a little bit tired. I'm a little bit tired of this shit that we are seeing from TikTok. I'm pretty tired of it, let me tell you. All right, we're going to go to get that next guest loaded up in here right now. Hop in that queue if you support Trump. I'll happily get you connected. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded in right now. We got Matt Thompson joining up. For the 2.5 thousand people joining us in here on TikTok, make sure that we are double tapping and sharing out this live. Welcome in, Matt. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, all right, Matt. Why the hell do you support an authoritarian POS?
It's not that I so much support him anymore.
Great, man. That's awesome. Let's go to move on to the next guest. Here we go, everybody. We got that next Trump supporter loaded up in here. Make sure if you are joining that box that you still support him today. All right, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, do you support Trump?
Yep.
Okay, why is Johnny your profile picture?
Is it? I have a different picture here.
Okay, so why is Johnny your profile picture?
Oh, that was previously when I was in the other chat with him, but all good. I thought I changed it back. It'll change probably midway through our conversation.
Okay, why do I have you blocked?
Oh, do you? Why?
I have you blocked. And Johnny's your profile picture. Does Johnny have you blocked?
Yeah, now it's gone back. The picture's gone back to normal now.
Does Johnny have you blocked?
No.
No? Why?
I was just
okay.
talking to him.
So why is he your profile picture? Or why was he?
Again, I was trolling him back and forth, but...
Okay. All right. So why do you support Trump?
Again, because we're 2 for 3. 2 for 3. We're about to be 3 for 3. We got Thailand and Cambodia, and then we got Armenia and Azerbaijan. So now we just got to get Ukraine and Russia. We're good to go.
Oh, it's really cool that you didn't mention Congo and Rwanda, or that you didn't mention Israel and
Congo's not
Palestine.
quite there yet. Congo's not quite there yet.
Right. Because there's still the M23 rebels genociding them, and we're just exploiting more of their minerals. It's also funny that you didn't mention Israel and Palestine. And then even about Russia and Ukraine, do you agree with the Trump administration's approach of continuing funding to Ukraine to increase international pressure on Russia accepting a ceasefire or peace agreement?
Hey, at least they're willing to do something. Biden wasn't, so.
Can you answer my question?
What about the ceasefire?
No, I didn't even ask you ceasefire. I asked you if you agree with their a plan to continue funding to Ukraine to put more international pressure on Russia to accept a ceasefire or peace agreement.
I don't necessarily agree with that, no.
Wow, so then you disagree with the Trump administration's approach towards ending the conflict?
No, I'm saying if we get the job done, great, but I don't agree with that approach per se. No.
Yeah, so then you disagree with their approach to ending the conflict.
That's just one approach, though.
Oh, so you don't really think that their approach
he brought Putin over to Alaska, so.
Yeah, then Fox News reported that Putin steamrolled him.
Okay.
So, what's your favorite Trump domestic
policy? Still making progress, bud.
So, what's your favorite Trump domestic policy?
Again, I love how you just dodged the other two, though. But
I don't know. I know nothing about them.
Well, Thailand and Cambodia.
Okay.
And then Armenia and Azerbaijan.
Yeah, I know nothing about Thailand and Cambodia, what was going on, or what the Trump administration did. Actually, can you inform me?
Yeah, he created peace between the two countries.
Okay, but so what was the conflict, and then how did he create peace?
There's been conflict there for friggin' like decades.
Okay, but like what was the conflict?
What was the conflict between which one? Were we talking about Thailand and Cambodia? Or
Yeah,
were we talking about?
I'm just curious. So what was the conflict between Thailand and Cambodia?
Well, again, monks in Thailand are being prosecuted in Cambodia. That's one. So the monks praised him, which they don't normally do to anybody.
Okay.
So that's a big
so
thank
Cambodia
you.
was
There's
prosecuting
plus
monks.
positive. And Azerbaijan and Armenia.
Whoa, we're not done yet. So far we've learned that Cambodia was prosecuting monks from Thailand, and then so Donald Trump got them to stop prosecuting monks from Thailand?
Correct.
Okay, and how did he do that?
He stopped their conflict.
I know, but like how?
That's a great question. I didn't really go into detail. I just saw that he got the job done.
Okay.
I don't care how he gets the job done as long as he gets the job done.
Well, then how do you know he got the job done?
Because they said it. They said if it wasn't for Donald Trump, we wouldn't have peace right now.
Wait,
so
who's
out
they?
of their own mouths.
Who's they?
Both the leaders of Cambodia and both the leaders of Thailand.
Okay, but like who are they?
And so did the monks as well.
Who are the leaders?
Well, in Thailand, you've got, what is it? Okay, I can't remember the leader's name.
No.
President there.
No. Okay. Well, see, this is why I.
Well, again, you're asking silly questions. I'm just saying.
Wait, I'm not asking silly questions. I'm just trying to
schematics.
determine if what you're saying is like true or false by asking you more because I know nothing about it.
No, you're asking schematics, and I'm just saying what they said.
Okay, but like once again, I need to know who they is, and you can't tell me who they is.
The government of that country.
Okay, could you give me a resource for that?
I watched it on TV.
Okay, well that's not a resource. Stop being intellectually lazy.
How's that being lazy?
Because you can't just say TV. No, like you have to be able to give me like a reputable resource in order to demonstrate what you're saying is true.
So this is news to you. You didn't know any of this.
Yeah.
Even though this is what you do all day.
Right. So could you give me the resources? I'm just like humbly looking to you for some more evidence here to like back up like the thoughts that you've shared.
Yeah, if I left for a minute, I could definitely find the resource. But again, do we want to do that, or do we want to carry on the conversation, talk about Azerbaijan and Armenia?
Oh, well, I mean, I think that we should probably like stick to one topic at a time.
Okay, that's fine.
So what did Trump do, and who thanked him for ending the war? What leaders of what governments? Who were they? And what resources would back up the fact that they've done this?
I'd have to teacup and go look at it.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay, great. While he's doing that, I guess we're going to get that next Trump supporter up in here. Caleb with the $20 over on YouTube saying why they keep praising, I'm guessing that's some like reference that I just don't know. But Caleb, thank you so much for the $20. That is incredibly kind of you. Thank you, Caleb. All right, we're going to move on to the next guest while he's looking for those resources. Hop in that queue if you support Trump. Right now, we only have 14 people in the queue, so make sure that you're also double tapping on this live stream and showing out the stream with a handful of friends. But Caleb, once again, thank you for the $20 on Super Chat. You're awesome. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up in here. What's up? Are you MAGA, David?
Yes, I am. So
and how old are you?
I'm on my list. I am 18.
And what year are you born?
I was born January 4th, 2007.
Okay, I'm actually going to kick you because I want to keep your little sister safe. Moving on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. We got Landon loading up into the live stream. Here we go, everyone. We got Mr. Landon loading up. Oh, and Landon already left, quite frankly. All right, let's go to get the next guest loaded up into the box, guys. Go to hop in that queue if you're a Mac. I'll happily load you up here. Hey, you're back.
Yeah, so Dean, he pressured them with tariffs, which caused them to both cave.
Okay, cave to what? Like what happened?
Again, you said he was going to impose tariffs on them, so then they decided to create peace.
Okay, and what was that peace? Did it like end a war or like introduce like a ceasefire?
Let me find out one sec.
Okay. All right. Cool. We're gonna go ahead and get somebody else up in here too. Quite frankly. Okay. All right. And in the meantime, guys, make sure they were double tapping on that phone screen and sharing this out with a handful of friends. Actually, looks like I was able to find it. It looks like, according to multiple reputable outlets, after Thailand's acting prime minister and Cambodia's prime minister agreed to the ceasefire, and this was in response to the imposition of 37% tariffs, and it was a ceasefire after 5 days of armed conflict at the border between the two countries, not a war. So not only was it not a war to begin with, but it didn't end the war because it was a temporary pause. So you told me that he ended a war. There wasn't even a war.
No, I said he
And it
stopped.
didn't
I
end
said he
it.
stopped the conflict.
You said that he ended a war, and even if you
The
want to say that
conflict that
he
he
stopped,
stopped
a conflict,
was
he didn't even
Thai-
stop a conflict.
the Thailand soldiers
a ceasefire isn't a stop,
prosecuting
it's a
villagers
temporary
in
pause.
Cambodia. Okay, as long as the ceasefire is, again, like I said from the start, it's a plus positive.
Yeah, okay, that is a plus positive. That's pretty cool. Right?
Good, there you go. So Donald Trump did something good.
Right.
Glad you admitted it.
Well, I'm honestly going to say that threatening tariffs on two countries to sign a ceasefire agreement after 5 days of militants on the borders.
Hey, it stopped the villagers in Cambodia
do
being
you mind if you just allow me to finish talking here? I'd really appreciate it. So, I mean, I'd say like threatening tariffs on two countries to implement a ceasefire agreement, which is a temporary fix, quote unquote, after 5 days of armed conflict, not even killing at the border, is probably a smaller positive than the negative of kicking 10 million low-income Americans off of healthcare, 3 million low-income Americans off of food stamps, or inflaming conflict in Russia and Ukraine by defunding Ukraine and inflaming the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians by jumping however high Netanyahu wants him to. But it's a small plus, sure.
But again, though, Zelensky's just as a big problem as Putin. They're both a big problem. So
what kind of
we
bullshit
need to
is
stop
that?
giving Zelensky
Why
money.
do you think that Zelensky is just as much of a problem as Putin? Let's hear the argument.
Zelensky's a massive problem.
Okay, why?
He could have ended this. He could have ended this war time ago, and he chose not to.
But are you saying he could have ended it by just seeking peace and giving up some of his
He
land?
just wants to continue to go around begging for money, raising money.
Like, I just want to
stealing
clarify:
money,
is your position that he could have ended it by like seeking peace and just giving up some of his land?
having his citizens get unalived
Why
rather
won't
than
you answer
creating
my
peace?
question? You know, I
Sorry,
asked you a
bro.
clear question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, are you saying that he could have ended it earlier by like seeking peace and just giving up some Ukrainian
Yes.
land?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how did Ukraine respond when Russia annexed Crimea in 2014?
Well, again, I personally blame Ukraine and the United States for that.
Can
So
you
that's
tell me
just-
how Ukraine responded?
When they got annexed?
Yeah. How did they respond?
And what do you mean?
What was Ukraine's response to the militant annexation of Crimea?
War?
No, actually not. They just said, okay, like we'll continue to think that that's a part of our country, but we're going to like try to resolve this with peace and we're not going to ingress upon Crimea. We'll just still technically consider it a part of our country, but we're not going to do anything. Right? So obviously the reason why Zelensky hasn't just conceded land and signed a shitty peace agreement is because he already knows what happens when he does that. Right? And that's fair. Right? We know that Russia will, exploit any vulnerability, any weakness, any symbol of wanting to work with them to their own advantage, and they'll get land. And then as soon as they're in a position where they could get more, then they'll get more. In fact, that's exactly what they've been doing to Ukraine for the last couple of years. After that original annexation of Crimea, which Ukraine responded to with peace, is now an attack on the rest of the country because they saw that as weakness. So, like, I don't think that we should criticize Zelensky for wanting to defend the totality of his country because he already knows what happens when he doesn't. And welcome in Zane. How old are you?
Nigger!
Okay, it's like a 5-year-old that wanted to scream the N-word. We got him. Go ahead.
So yeah, if
Actually, quickly, Randy, thank you for the $50 upfront super chat. I appreciate you for that love, Randy. If everybody watching could please show some love to Randy down below in that comment section, it'd mean the world to me. That is Randy spelled R-A-N-D-I. Thank you so much, Randy. Let's get 500 Randy W's, 500 Randy W's, as well as CJ with the $10 over on YouTube super chat saying Mussolini threatened to not trade with them until they agreed to a ceasefire. Yeah, I guess Mussolini was good too. And now respond to my critique of your argument that Zelensky's a bad person because he's not willing to concede Ukrainian land.
Well, again, him in the United States government in 2014. So when Biden was VP and Obama was president, they and the CIA put Ukrainian troops and Central Intelligence Agency agents on the border of Russia. Literally, it's like poking the bear with a stick, and then you wonder that Russia, in defense, thinking that it's going to get invaded, ended up invading first.
Wait. So you think that Russia was justified in their annexation of Crimea?
What was the CIA doing there in 2014?
Can I just get a yes or no? So was Ukraine justified in their annexation of Crimea?
I'm saying before that, why was the CIA
was Ukraine justified in their annexation of Crimea? Because you think it was defense against Ukrainian troops on Ukrainian soil. And maybe it's because they had intel that Russia was going to try to annex it. Just a fucking thought. Oh, boom.
And Russia annexed it. Why? Why was the CIA there?
Because they probably knew that Russia was going to attempt to annex it?
No, because they're poking the bear and they're violating a treaty from the 90s.
Oh, so you think that we should uphold treaties from the 90s? You know, we have a treaty called the Budapest Memorandum with them, right? Do you know what the Budapest Memorandum does? It says if they were to give up their nukes, then we'll send them all the money they need to defend themselves if they're invaded. So you're trying to critique us for violating a treaty from the 90s when we're under Obama, but then you're actively advocating for us to violate another treaty from the 90s when we're under Trump.
Tries to poke the bear and then creates the annexation of Crimea.
Oh, okay. So you think that they were once again justified in the annexation?
Again, why were they there?
Why do you think they're justified in their annexation? Why are you not answering my question?
No, I'm not saying the it was justification. But I'm saying
so then Russia was in the wrong. I thought that I've already answered this question 3 times. Likely because they had intel of a potential annexation. Dude, obviously, if Ukraine gains intel from the American CIA that Russia may annex Crimea, they're going to put their troops on the border as a show of force to hopefully prevent the annexation before
which is a violation of a treaty. So you don't think Russia's going to violate?
What treaty?
Again, I'm gonna have to teacup and go look at the treaty. It's from the 90s that he signed, that Russia made with NATO.
Agreement that Russia made with NATO in the 90s was the Budapest Memorandum. What section of the Budapest
Memorandum? I'm not
Memorandum?
talking about the Budapest Memorandum.
Wait. Wouldn't like intel of a potential invasion or annexation also be a violation of the treaty? And then also, Ukraine isn't in NATO. So if it's an agreement that Ukraine made with NATO, it wouldn't have been with Ukraine. If it was an agreement that Russia made with NATO, then it wouldn't have been with Ukraine because Ukraine isn't a part of NATO.
Part of NATO, yes or no?
Yes. So what are you saying that the United States violated the agreement? What did the United States do to violate the agreement?
The CIA was at the border. What did I just say?
Wait, I thought you said it was Russian troops at the border. Now you're saying it's the CIA?
I said previously before the annexation of Crimea, why did the CIA have agents there?
Wait, where I don't even know that they were. What do you mean CIA agents were on the border? What does that claim even mean?
CIA.gov. Go look it up. Go look at the time.
But what does that even mean? What does that mean they were on the border?
They were poking the bear on purpose.
How are they poking the bear?
Violating a NATO treaty under Obama. Because Obama was doing it on purpose. Because when you poke the bear, they're going to poke back.
Wait. So point number 1, it doesn't violate any treaty for NATO to be on the border of Russia.
They weren't allowed a certain amount of people and a certain length towards the Russian border. Okay, and they violated that.
So where were the CIA agents? How many were there? And what were they doing?
They were training troops there.
Okay, training CIA troops?
No, training Ukrainian troops there.
Okay, how many and where?
Again, I'd have to teacup and go look at the numbers.
So then go do it.
They violated the.
So go do it. Do it. You have to come back to me. You come back to me. Number 1 with the treaty that was violated. Come back to me with number 2, the section of the treaty that was violated. Come back to me number 3 with where the CIA troops were and what they were doing and how it violated the agreement. He won't do that. He's just going to inevitably repeat it. Also, guys, we're going to end here super duper soon because Parker's going to hop on. I'll join him as a guest. Yo, real quick, by the way, if you want to support me before I hop off of here for the day, my Venmo, my PayPal are in the top of the phone screen as well as in the link tree of the bio. I really appreciate everyone so much for all the love today. You guys have been incredibly kind. Just know that I really appreciate you. Lion, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, saying Levitt tells them Trump stopped 6 wars. That's his resource. Morons, he hasn't stopped shit, but distracting from the Epstein files. Yup. Then Ivy with the $15 for ice cream or other snack to decompress from the ignorant bullshit. You're doing the Lord's work. Keep being awesome. Much love. Thank you. I appreciate that. William, thank you for the 50. Oh, wait, you requested 50. I thought you sent me. It was a request for $50. I'm not going to send you $50, William. But once again, Ivy, thank you for the 15. Then Kaya, thank you so much for the 5. As well as, let's see here. D with the $10. Naira. Thank you for the $10 over on PayPal. And then Dante with the 4. All right. We are going to go ahead and hop off of TikTok now. So unfortunately, that guy's going to have to come back around next time. Parker is about to start his live on this account. Let me just give him a quick call, low key. This is going to be cool. This is essentially going to be a restart, but you're just going to see like someone completely different on this account. Like this will kind of be cool. This will kind of be cool. Hey, Parker.
What's up?
Yo, so you want to go live?
Yeah, I'm about to go live right now. I was just watching your stream.
Bet I'll join you as a guest. Here, how about we time this as basically a restart, and I just tell everybody to come right on back.
Well, I feel like if I open it up, is it gonna kick you out?
I don't know. Try it. And if it does kick me out, chat, do the restart. Hit that follow button. Get ready to come back as soon as it ends. He's going to try to...
I can continue the live.
No way, really? What happens if you click that?
I clicked continue live.
What do you see?
Nothing came up.
Okay, then it's probably just like a type of glitch.
Here, let me restart the app and let me just see if it comes up again.
Wait, actually, low-key, I have an idea. So what I will do is I will force close TikTok Studio, and then you will open TikTok Studio and continue the live. So close out of it again.
Good idea.
I'm just actually curious to see if this would work. I'm legitimately very curious to see if this would work. Okay, for everybody watching right now on TikTok, I'm now going to force close TikTok Studio. It is going to say that I have gone on pause. And if everything goes to plan, you will hopefully see Parker come back. I don't know if this is going to work. If it doesn't work, you'll just see live ended and you'll just tune right back in. Let's try it out now. I'm going to force close it. And by the way, for everybody on TikTok, I appreciate you guys. It was a fun stream today. I'll be back as a guest with Parker for a while. I'm going to force close it right now. Then for everybody over on YouTube, I'm not going to end quite yet. And now try to restart it, Parker. Yeah. For everybody on YouTube, I'm going to be live for, let's see here, another 20 minutes.
Dude, if it works, that would be crazy.
Dude, that would kind of be nuts. Dean, is YouTube staying live through this?
Continue live.
Did it work?
I hit continue live and it didn't pop up.
Aw, man.
Wait, continue live. Oh, it's glitched. I think I have to end your live.
Yeah, just end it.
I'll hit end and then... Yeah, there we go. It ended it.
Unfortunate.
Can't say where the road goes. What's up, everyone on YouTube as well?
All right, Parker, I'm going to join up as a guest. See you soon.
All right, I'll see you in a second.
Peace. All right, everybody over on TikTok. Sorry, not TikTok, on YouTube. Oh, man. I kind of don't want to go through all of the steps of connecting my phone mic and whatnot. But I'm guessing that you guys want me to. I might just end. I might just end. Or I'll just hang out with you guys for a little bit. Maybe before we end. And then I'm just going to join up on TikTok as a guest off my phone. I want to tell you guys about some crazy shit. So Trump set a post out on Truth Social calling for Tina Peters to be released from prison in Colorado. He called her an innocent patriot that was just trying to prevent the Democrats from stealing the election. Tina Peters is from my town. And the reason she's in jail right now is because after the 2020 election, she was an election official. She went into the voting rooms, turned the surveillance cameras off, had a random person follow her in and copy all of the data from the voting machines onto a flash drive, then leak it on the internet, trying to find any evidence that the Democrats rigged it. She committed like 12 felonies, so she went to jail for 9 years. And now Donald Trump is saying, if Colorado, if you don't release her, there's going to be harsh punishment. Full on dictator. Full on dictator. Full on dictator. That is his words, verbatim what he said. And by the way, the county I live in, the county vote, we're red. 85% of us voted for Trump in 2020. Trump won our county. And he's saying that she was trying to prevent the Democrats from stealing the election. It was after the election, and Trump won our county by a landslide because of how red we are. So, very interesting. I wish that more people were talking about that. Seems like a massive overreach. Just like obvious authoritarianism. Tina Peters. I might actually make a video on her because of how absolutely insane and absurd I think that is. Okay, everybody on YouTube, go raid Parker's YouTube. You could find that at Parker Get a Job over on YouTube. I'm going to go to an end for the night. I love you all. Appreciate you guys for bearing with me. Today was a stressful, difficult one, but we got it figured out at the end. And we're going to go join Parker for around 20 minutes. Peace and love, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.